Good evening and welcome to Saturday Night Gaming for October 15th, 2022. I'm your host as always, Mark W., and my son Rob Bob, who sometimes co-hosts, is not going to make it tonight. So this month, October, I've been doing all Halloween horror board games for each week in October, except for the first one, because that was a special exception. But yeah, so this game that I have before you is called The House on the Borderland. And one of the reasons why I chose it is because it's horror themed, and another reason is because it supports solo play. In fact, it is only a solo board game. You cannot play this game with other people. So that works out pretty nicely given that I don't have a Rob Bob. But yeah, what the heck is House on the Borderland and what the heck is this game? Well, let me show you this nifty rule book. This is it's based on the book by William Hope Hodgson, and I always have trouble getting the autofocus to work on the fly. It doesn't want it, but it says a solitaire game by Emperors of Eternal Evil. Hey Ryan, how's it going tonight? And yeah, a little bit about the book. I haven't read it personally. I actually just started reading it a little while ago. I thought maybe I could find time to read it before the stream, but I read through like 10 pages. And it is an early 20th century horror game, a horror book, kind of similar to H.P. Lovecraft stuff, except he came first. So William Hope Hodgson came first, that is. And the idea is it is about a I've only I only read like the first 10 pages, but the idea is these two guys who are exploring in rural Ireland, and I guess it's set in the time the story was written, which would be early 20th century. Hey Stu, how's it going? And they come across this basically a huge pit, and there's like this protrusion into the pit. Imagine kind of like a peninsula, I guess, but not surrounded by water, surrounded by pit. And they find ruins of a house, and one of these guys finds an old diary. And then they start to read the diary, and that tells the story of what I'm about to play for you. And that is, there is this character known as the Recluse. And the Recluse is very reclusive. He's an old man, and he lives with his sister Mary. And again, the autofocus is being kind of sucky, but whatever. Sister Mary is over here, and his dog Pepper. And he's writing in his diary that there's these strange goings on in the house that he can't explain, and that he really just wants to get it all written down in his diary because he's sure he's going to die soon, basically. And I haven't read it, but I haven't read beyond basically that premise. But what I gather happens is this is a Borderland, as in like kind of a rift to another, dimension or another universe or something like that. What is on my hand says, Ryan, this is a Squirtle that my daughter put on me. Squirrel. I'm saying all the wrong words. A sticker of Woody from Toy Story, and some doggy character, I guess. I don't really know Toy Story too well. So I have that stuck in my hand today. Very exciting. But where was I? I don't know too much about what happens, except there's goings on, like some kind of rift to another dimension or something, or a parallel world, and a lot of evil stuff coming in. And so his goal is to write stuff in his diary before he dies, essentially. Come on, focus, fix yourself. And one thing I do know is that there are a lot of pig-like humanoids called swine creatures that are attacking him. And I'm trying to fix my camera issue here. Sorry about that. I guess I got it. Yeah, I'm having a stroke. I don't know. Sometimes I just say the wrong word. Something with the same letter. Maybe I did have a stroke in a past life. I don't know. But I know there's these swine creatures, and I have another overhead camera that shows the stats for each thing you'll face, as well as your own characters. So I showed this to Ryan earlier, and he thought it was actually creepy. He said, I've seen a lot of horror movies, and that artwork is pretty creepy. Yeah, I should run for Senate in Pennsylvania, exactly. But what we have here are these swine creatures. The Thing, exactly. The Thing looks like another kind of swine creature. I don't know why he's so much worse than the others. He seems to be taller, I guess. And yeah, this character is the Recluse. That's kind of the main character. So I have his life meter here. I'm using these little beady things to keep track of the life. Pepper is the dog. He will help me ward off these swine creatures. And that's his life. And we have Mary, whose life bead I forgot to put on. Here it is. Um, so basically, Recluse is the main guy. Pepper has a lot of move. You can look at his move stat is 7, so he's the fastest and he's a decent fighter. The Recluse has a shotgun, so he's a strong fighter. And Mary is not a strong fighter. So Mary is kind of, I don't know if she's useless, but she's not that strong. Um, Now, what the Recluse wants to do is, again, he wants to write this diary down before he dies. He knows he's gonna die. So each turn that he has some peace and quiet and no swine creatures attacking him, basically, he can sit in this room right here where he starts, where it shows a little book icon, and probably hard to see too well. I can zoom in a bit for now. If he sits here, he can write in his diary, and each time he does, I can advance the the diary tracker, which I made this blue glass bead, one at a time. And if it gets all the way around, then that's basically a point. You're trying to get points in this game by the time you all die. And let's see, what are you guys talking about? Stu is a recluse. Pepper is hot. Okay. Pepper the dog is hot. What else we got? Let's see. Yeah, so this is my first time playing, so I'm going to be, unfortunately, looking up in the rules a lot and stuff like that. But that's how it goes with board games. So what else is there to mention before we get into it? I mean, I'm not going to get into all the rules, but I'm going to be shuffling this noise deck. And the noises are just things I hear, and we don't know what they are until something triggers them to reveal, or I get into line of sight with them, at which point I could flip it, and it would tell me what it is. In this case, it says, okay, I thought it would play.
Then you should check out Artlist.
Like, screw that then. I thought I found like a 1 hour royalty free of spooky music, but then it turns out they have ads in between, so that's not gonna work. But this one says add 3 noise, so there would be more noise. And sometimes the noise is those pig creatures, sometimes it's other things, basically. But Ryan says I actually recently read Lovecraft's At the Mountains of Madness. Great story. Yeah, cool. That's a good one. I think it's the longest story too, even though it's only like 100 pages or so. Most of his stories are very short. But yeah, William Hope Hodgson, he kind of inspired Lovecraft. Lovecraft liked some of his work, um, including this book. He said it was good, except he said Lovecraft said there was a little bit of sentimentality he doesn't like, because I guess he's against that kind of stuff. He finds that to be vapid. I guess he was kind of a snoot, that Lovecraft, and a racist. But let's not get too much into that. Um, but yes, I'm going to shuffle these noise cards, and also there's these events that are going to get shuffled into the deck. So I don't know if you can see these too well, but they each have an like a number, and that's the order in which they get inserted into the deck. So some of these events are going to happen first, basically. There it is. I think what happens is if I hold it like this, the focus goes on my fingers or something like that. I don't know. But we're going to start with these 2 event cards in the noise deck. And then as we find one, we're going to move to the next one. So it's like a progression, right, of events that can happen as things get crazier and crazier here in the house on the borderland. And by the way, Stu, a while ago mentioned I've heard of Keep on the Borderland, and I'm not sure, but it could be that that D&D adventure author of Keep on the Borderlands might have kind of been inspired by the title of this book, perhaps. I don't know. It inspired a lot of old school nerds, this book. But once again, focus is going to be finicky, so sorry about that. But yeah, the game ends when, well, one way it can end is the luminous speck. The luminous speck is the last event. And in the book, I haven't read the book again, but according to the manual in the book, this is when basically the characters see this horrible. I'll tell you what it says in the rule book. It says there is a slight greenish discoloration forming upon remaining characters. A kind of fungal growth develops. If alive, Pepper, the poor dog, is engulfed with a fungoid and is shot, putting him out of his misery. The growth covers the right side of the recluse. He shall become a terrible mass of living corruption. There is no escape. In the final pages of the diary, he mentions something scratching on the door of the study, and the door slowly opening. No other pages are written. And that is very Lovecrafty, and I always found it funny. It's like they're writing down to like the last minute of some killer about to open a door or a window. Like, I don't know, there's someone at the door. I think I'm gonna die now. I think he would probably like go hide or try to grab a weapon or something, run away. But I'm reminded of it. I think it's in the Innsmouth story by Lovecraft. I think there's something similar. Shadow over Innsmouth, I think it's called. And Ryan says, I was going to make a joke. Lovecraft and I have a lot in common. We're both from Maine and both super racist. Is he from Maine? I thought maybe he was. I know he was some kind of New England. I thought it was Massachusetts. Um, I guess I'll try to jump into it. So there's these funky cards, by the way, that I kind of have off screen at the moment because they well, it's hard to fit everything on the screen basically. But I'm going to zoom in a little bit because you don't really need to see those event cards. You mostly need to see the board. And Ryan says it's the literary equivalent of found footage films. Yeah, that's true. When somebody writes that they're about to get killed or something like that. It also reminds me of, I guess the whole diary thing, I guess you could say, like the found footage before videotapes were invented. But when I think of that kind of literary technique, I think of like in Monty Python and the Holy Grail when the black beast of blah or whatever is about to attack them, and the monk reads on the wall, the castle of Ah, and they're like talking about why would it say Ah, and somebody says, well, maybe he died while he was writing. So that always makes me think of that. Anyway, I'm gonna try to get into this. Since I don't really, I haven't played this before. I've gone through the rulebook and I followed a video by the creator. By the way, the creators of this game are Emperors of Eternal Evil, and that is basically a guy. I think he's in Colorado. His name is Nate Hayden, and he makes a lot of these crazy horror style games, and they often have this kind of aesthetic where it looks like a heavy metal album. It's kind of not super easy on the eyes, but it has a cool style to it. He used a lot of black and white with like little bits of red as like, I don't know, I guess kind of like to make you think of blood, but without using too much of that. It's like punctuation. Anyway, I'm going to shuffle this noise deck with the first two event cards, which are the Plane of Silence and the Thing in the Pit. But yeah, I will, as usual, I always have these big plans, and I'm going to be super prepared for this game. I'll spend a lot of time, making sure I'm ready, and I'm not that ready. So I'm going to be referring to the rulebook a lot. But hopefully it's fun nonetheless. I'm told this game takes something like 90 minutes to 2 hours if you put in two events at a time, which is what the rulebook says to do. But Nate, who, again, the designer of this game, Nate, he says you could also put in three events if you want. It would make the game go a lot faster, like maybe about 1 hour. But I'm just going to go with what the rule says by default before I go tinkering with things. But that's the thing, though. If the designer says it takes 2 hours, it's probably going to take me longer, right? All right, so yeah, since I haven't played before, I'm kind of like, okay, what do I do to start with? So I will refer to the rule book, but I think I'm all set up at least. So I have the noises set up. I'll show these in the side here, even though there's not much room. We got our characters in all their spots. So yeah, basically I want to, as long as there's peace and quiet, he's going to scribble down frantically into his diary. That's the general strategy. But there's going to be a lot of things to deal with. You can also find the ghost of like a past lover or something who can heal you. Oops, she fell. And these things are like these little cardboard stand-ups like this. I thought that it's kind of hard to see them on their own. Because again, the aesthetic that the designer uses is not easy on the eyes. He likes black and white and a little bit of red. So I thought maybe if I put them on these colored blocks, it might be a little easier to look at. At least it's kind of a solid color background. So for the lover who's blue, I got a blue block, for example. Anyway, let's see if I can figure this out. But yeah, also, if all characters are killed, the recluse, the dog, and sister, if they are all killed, then we don't even get to the luminous speck and we just all lose. But otherwise, if the luminous speck happens, we all die, but it's like a good die, good death, and this is how we score. If basically for each of our characters that live, we get 1 point, and if the whole diary is written, we get a point. And for each question mark token, which is a special thing that we discover, we get a point. So really, I almost think the diary is not as crucial. Like they kind of emphasize it in the rules and in the demo I watched that you really got to get the diary written down. But it's only 1 of 7 points really. So I guess if you want to get a perfect score, then you really have to do it. But I suppose I'll kind of play it as intended and just try to get that diary written. But yeah, also I have to make everyone survive and find those question marks. Yeah, the recluse has a shotgun and he can shoot up to 3 spaces with it. He also has a once a game lantern. So the lantern, he can throw it up to 3 spaces and it has a big effect. Right, so they don't get the focusing using your iPhone, right? Yes, it seems like if I hold something and my fingers are more in the foreground than the item, then it maybe focuses on my finger. Or is the board game crap too? I don't know. Got to shoot the lantern to get into the mines, says too. That must be a reference to some old game. um, but yeah, there's also besides this map, you can go into the Borderlands, which is the kind of the other dimension, and there's funky cards for that. You would put them over this regular map, and you could go exploring some weird stuff. And that's one part that I didn't quite follow too well in the rules in the video. So I'll have to waste time figuring that out. And Stu says it's from Mad Dog McCree. Oh, I've played that. I mean, it's not like I remember anything about it. It was a very cheesy uh full motion video shoot 'em up, right? With a light gun. Mad Dog McCree. All right. Anyway, let's see what are we gonna do here. Yeah, it looked like from the video most of the game's pretty simple, but I have to, get the ball rolling here. So here's the sequence of play: noise draw, swine creatures advance if there are any, character actions, and then shuffle the card if you drew the shuffle card. One of these cards can say to shuffle, basically. All right, so let's begin then. So the first thing we're gonna do is take uh, this deck, and we're gonna flip the next card, and it's going to tell us if we draw a noise or what happens regarding noise. There's a couple different things that can happen. But long story short is we're going to draw the top noise, and we're going to put it on space indicated by the number that we're going to roll on 2 dice. So I rolled a 5, and if you notice, I kind of decided to be consistent with the aesthetic here, the color scheme, and I have my my black and gray dice with red dots. So that goes on space 5, which I'll have to figure out where the heck that actually is. It's over here. Okay, so we hear a noise, and this is kind of in the, remember I mentioned there's like a giant hole or a giant pit, and the house is kind of protruding into like a cliff protruding. So it looks like there's something in the hole part, and we can actually hear that apparently from the house. So yeah, so now what I can do is swine creatures advance, they're not here. So character actions. So characters can move, and they can each do one action. Move doesn't count as an action. So if you look at the move points, so Mary has move 4, Recluse has move 5, and Mr. Doggo Pepper has move 7. So they can move pretty fast, it seems like. But I guess let's get the easy thing out of the way. I guess the Recluse is going to sit here, and he's going to write in his diary. So what we do is simply, so he's saying, I'm hearing a horrible noise coming from the pit to the northeast of me, or something like that. And that's all he does. So now it's become the question of what's a good tactical place to put these other people. I mean, I guess they kind of want to, defend the Recluse so that he can keep riding. I really don't know, but right now there's nobody attacking, but potentially this noise in the corner could be some attackers. So I don't. You could also run outside and stuff. I don't know if I should hole up inside or not. A couple other things worth mentioning. There's this kind of diamond shape here. That just tells you that it connects to the other diamond shape, which is the cellar. The cellar is the safest place, right, Ryan? And this is another thing that connects. This is like a secret thing that I don't know about yet. I have to encounter some kind of event that will let me discover this. This is a connection between this kind of I forget what you call this the pit area and the cellar. So it's like a secret tunnel, but I don't get to use that until something tells me I can, basically. All right, so yeah, what am I gonna do with the dog and the sister? One thing I could do is this space here, and again the black and white aesthetic makes it kind of hard to read, but it says tower can see pit, so I can actually have someone walk up the tower, and then I can see I think this whole area here, this whole area here. So I could do that, and I could see what the noise is then. I'm not sure if that's a good tactic or not, but it seems like something to do at least, so maybe I'll go for that. However, I don't think anybody can reach there in one turn. That's the only thing. It might take a couple of turns. So let's see. Sister Mary, she has 4 moves, but there's a wall here. You can't walk through the walls. By the way, there's also windows, which are like this little guy here. I'll try to zoom in. They have a little bit of a purplish tint. And there's doors. Doors are this orangish color. So it's not only black and white and red. But uh yeah, so you have line of sight through windows. In other words, if there's a noise on the outside of the window, I can peek and see what's there. Sister Smiley, exactly right. But doors I cannot see through. And you cannot walk through windows, but you can walk through the doors, but you can't see through the doors. That's the basic idea. Anyway, let's have Sister Mary start going to the tower, I guess. I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4. She's not too fast, so it's actually going to take 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, yeah. Oh, it's going to take 3 more turns. All right, I'm probably going to change my mind by the time she gets there. The dog might get there faster, actually. Should I change my mind? Because the dog moves 7. He could go, uh, where is he here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, then the next turn he would be at the tower. The dog will be the lookout. He'll like relay information about what he sees in the pit of the tower. We'll be like, what's that, Lassie? There's some pig monster in the pit. Rob, Rob, Rob. I don't know how it works, but thanks for the likes so far, guys. Anyway, I don't know. So yeah, I'm gonna make the dog run over there, and Mary's gonna kind of guard the recluse, I suppose. I don't know what else to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, doggo. All right, Mary's gonna camp, like I said, kind of to. It's so dark here, I can't tell if there's actually a opening there, but I think there is. So she's gonna, yeah, again, just kind of block the recluse from evildoers, hopefully. We'll see how that works out. Okay, so that is their actions. By the way, the 2 actions are just fighting and writing. What else do you need in life? So only the recluse can write in the diary, and only when he's not moved that turn. He has to be sitting there the whole turn. He can't run away from a creature and then start scribbling quickly. And fighting is obvious. You start rolling dice and beating up each other. But actually, the one thing about this game is these swine creatures, they only take 1 hit because, from what I've read in the manual, it's something like they are kind of like, I don't know, maybe semi-phantasmal or something. In other words, like you hit them and they kind of disappear. You're not necessarily like knocking the life out of them. So it's all kind of like you're on the border of this other dimension and things are wonky. But yeah, you only need 1 hit to kill those, to pretty much everything, I think, to kill anything. Alright, so I think that's the whole turn, actually. And we just keep going like that. But obviously, once enemies appear, it'll get more interesting. So we're going to see what happens regarding noises again. Okay, we have this eyeball, which means we reveal noises. So we're going to reveal what this noise is. Do we draw one too? Or let me see. I can show you what I'm looking at here. Okay, reveal anyone face up noise tile in play. Tile is flipped face up. Do as instructed in noise tile section. If event, okay, yeah. So we basically flip a noise of our choice, but if there's no noise tiles to reveal, then we make a noise roll instead. Alright, so we're flipping, we're seeing what's in the pit in the corner here. It is 1 swine creature. It has a number 1. See, each one of these could have a number like 1, 4, 7. Hey Brian, how's it going? Brian says Magic Realm stink counters again. It's kind of like that with the warnings. Alright, so we have to grab a swine creature and put him on the 5. Rah. Alright, so now the swine creatures advance. And it says they just all go to the closest character. So I have to figure out who's the closest character. I guess probably Sister Mary. When I say Sister Mary, by the way, she's not actually a nun. She's the sister whose name is Mary. So if you look on this sheet, we can see the things have a move of 6. So that's pretty fast. Alright, this thing is not that guy. This thing is like a super pig. The regular swine creatures have a move of 5. Alright, so let's see. How do we get him through? So these tree areas, by the way, cost 2 move. It looks like there's an entrance on this side. Okay, so he could probably go through there. I'm not going to count everything. I'm just going to kind of apply common sense and say he goes, yeah, that's the shortest looking path, so he's going to go there. So he can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think. So that's what he's doing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So Brian says he watched Halloween Ends. This is the chaser. Okay. Yeah, so I'm so behind on Halloween movies. I don't know. I don't actually like most of them. I like the first one quite a lot, and two is pretty good. But yeah, I wish the thing with autofocus better. I'm trying to show you this beautiful swine, but alas. Okay. So Swiney here is going to try to come from the side, which we weren't even considering. I guess we'll call that the eastern door or something. All right, so swines have moved. Now we do character actions. It seems like Pepper's strategy of going up to the tower is now kind of moot. Um, I think it's what I have to decide who's actually going to do the bulk of the fighting here. The Recluse has the shotgun, which has a range of 3, which is hugely helpful, and he hits on the roll of a 4, 5, or 6. It's kind of like basic, really basic combat. In this case, if I had hit, if I had rolled this into combat, that would have been a 4. That's a hit. The dog has a 5 or 6 to hit, and Mary only needs a 6. So I feel like, if I really want to keep him riding, though, he should mostly be hanging out here. And I guess the dog is going to be our, our main fighter. I don't know. So I'm not sure if that's the best strategy. Probably you want to make the recluse poke out his head once in a while to pick off some pig people, and then go right back to writing in the diary. But yeah, let's make. He wanted to call this guy Duke, by the way, because in Arkham Horror the dog's name is Duke, but his name is Pepper. So let's move 7, Pepper. What's the quickest way? I guess 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll face the pig man head on. And we'll say the recluse writes in the diary. So once again, we just advance on the diary track. And Mary is gonna be useless, I guess. I don't know. She seems like slow and can't hit for crap, so I'm not sure what she's supposed to do. Um, she could be backup for the dog. I don't know. Maybe it's worth spreading out a little bit. She'll just stay where she is. Let's go with that, because I don't know what I'm doing. All right. So Brian says Halloween Kills was divisive. Okay. All right. So is it supposed to literally be the final Halloween then, given the name, or is it? Or are they gonna? Well, I guess nobody knows what they'll do in the future, but I guess the intention. That's the intention, though, right? That it's gonna be the last one. In any case, yeah, that was our character actions, and now we just keep going. The fourth phase is shuffle if were told to shuffle by one of these Borderlands cards. So, yeah, I don't do that unless I'm told. Hey, Meg, how's it going? We got Meg in the house too, so we have a concurrent viewers 6, which is huge for us. Not huge, it's pretty good. Um, yeah, we keep going. So we take one of these Borderland cards, and once again we get reveal, which means we reveal a noise if there is one. Otherwise, we draw a new one. I have a feeling this is going to go really fast once I get in this swing of things. So we take the top noise, and it is. Oh, shoot, I'm not supposed to look. Okay, let's mix that back in. What I'm supposed to do is roll to see where it goes. So 10. 10 is right here. Okay. So even though it was a reveal card, the way it works is you reveal if there's one on the board. Otherwise, you just draw one as normal. So that's kind of where I screwed up for a moment there. Yeah, I guess we keep swining. The swine creature's advanced. And by the way, when you're melee combat, which is every combat except for the recluse with his shotgun, you have to be on the same square. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here, so it's going to be right on top of Pepper, and it's not just him attacking me, so it's a rumble back and forth kind of a thing. So you could, if it was like him attacking me only, then that probably would have been a bad move for me to be exactly 5 spaces away. But it doesn't matter. They both hit each other. So Pigman is like, I'm going to eat you, doggy. All right, so they're on the same space, and we have to fight now. So let me grab another colored die for my guys. And basically, if you look at this again, you can see their stats. Pepper is going to hit on a 5 or 6, and a 6 is 2 hits, which is kind of irrelevant in this case because these guys just pop when they get hit once. But the swine creature, why do they have 2 hit difficulties? Oh, I think it's if you want to play easy or hard. Yeah, Nate mentioned that in the video that you can play kind of a hard mode when they hit on 4, 5, or 6. But they hit on 5 and 6 is double damage. So I'll just roll them both at once. Will be black will be Pepper, and the one with the red pips will be the pig man. They're supposed to be called swine creatures, but I'm inclined to call them pig men. Oink oink. It looks like, unfortunately, the swine creature did double damage, and Pepper missed, so that actually kind of hurts Pepper quite a bit. Pepper only has 4 hit points, and now he has 2. So the question is, can he get healed? He can. There's an event. It's like, this game's like weird. It's like you're kind of halfway between another dimension, maybe halfway in a dream state or whatever. There can be one of these event cards, or maybe not one of the events cards. I don't know. Maybe in this deck there can be a sleep thing that happens where everybody goes to sleep and wakes up refreshed, and all the swine creatures disappear in the meantime. Very strange. But not Duke, Pepper and the swine creature are still on top of each other, and yeah. The question is, do I want to keep him there or make him run away or what? Because now it's character action. I could make him attack right now. It's risky though. I could swap him out with Mary. I think Mary's too slow to actually reach this turn, unfortunately. 1, 2, 3. No, she can. She only hit down a 6. She kind of sucks. What do you think, guys? Should Pepper or Mary attack the pig, or should we all just run away screaming? Or the recluse could poke his head out and blast him with a shotgun, and he just wouldn't be able to write in his diary this turn. Okay, Ryan votes for Mary fighting. All right, let's do it. We're going to swap out Pepper and Mary. Mary has to roll a 6. Does Pepper have the Iron Man suit? What? I don't think so. I don't know. I don't think that's in the book. So yeah, where does Pepper want to run off to? He's gonna whimper. He can run off pretty far. Let's keep him not too far away. The 1, 2, 3. Let's stop him there, I guess. And up comes Mary. How dare you attack my doggy? Ah, everybody falls. Yeah, this is not not easy to manage the way I've got this, but just do this. We know what these gray and black blocks mean. All right, so yeah, Mary leaps on the pig creature with her needing a 6 to actually harm him. So I don't know if this is smart, but let's do it. I'll blame Ryan if it doesn't work out. Oh, she hits. She's enraged at hit the pig creature's half killing the dog to death. So yeah, she hits him, and the pig does not hit her. So he vanishes in a puff of logic. No, in a puff of whatever the heck. Phantasmal goo, I don't know. And Mary's like, anybody else want some? But there's nobody else here. However, there is something going on. So while all this is happening, the recluse goes, he writes a chapter, well, there was a pig creature. It took a nice chunk out of my doggy. Fortunately, my sister killed him, but I do hear a strange noise right outside the front door. I hear it scratching at the wall. Ah! I was kind of just mentioning earlier, Brian, if you didn't hear it, about how it's kind of funny, and like Lovecraft uses too, the whole device of someone's writing like the final moments before some creature breaks into their room. Like, I hear something at the window. Oh no! Like, who would do that? But anyway, that's the character actions phase. So yeah, back to drawing stuff. There's a noise again. So these noises, I'm pretty sure that they're just noises that sit there not moving until something reveals them or I look at them. And I'm not really sure how good it is for me to look at them usually because that'll make them activate. Like it'll turn them into swine or whatever. I guess some of them are probably good, but I'm not sure. Oh, I thought you had a new comment, Stu, but it was about the Iron Man's suit again. All right, so yeah, we draw a noise, and that's going to be at which hex? It's going to be at 4. I actually have to find where 4 is. Here it is in the all the way in the corner in the pits. That place is the pits. Okay. So yeah, what to do? We could all just hide. The thing is, he can only write in his diary in this one space. It seems like it might, if it wasn't for that rule, it might be a good strategy. Like let's all hole up in the cellar and just write. But it doesn't work like that. I kind of wish it did because that seems like it would be fun. Like, can we just find a good place for the recluse to be, writing away frantically? But you have to kind of stick to that one place. Brian says almost as good as the guy writing after the deep one transformed and went into the sea. Some amazing waterproof book tech for the 1930s. Yeah. Okay. That's funny. All right. So yeah. I don't know. We could have somebody go and take a look at what the noise is, or we could just hole up, or we could assume that this is probably going to be pig people, and have somebody ready to fight right here. Mary seems pretty badass when pressed. Um, I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mary's going here. And Doggo, he's going to lick his wounds and stay there. Meanwhile, the recluse writes some more. He's up to which chapter? Let's go. I guess this is 1 here, so he's up to chapter 4. Okay, I guess that's that turn. I wonder if it would be worth zooming in a bit, because that's where most of the action's happening. Most of the writing's happening. A game about writing. Actually, is a cool role-playing game about writing. Not a role-playing game in the traditional sense, but it's called Quill. I want to try that someday. Anyway, yeah, that's the turn, I guess. I'll get used to this, but it seems like mostly the turns are very simple. So let's see. Next we have nothing. Oh, also this. Do we apply this now? I'm not sure. And that means disappear, by the way. Oh shoot. Okay, I messed something up. Now I remember this part. So when we get to the swine creature's advanced step, depending on the symbol on this card, we do one of a few things. And this one is disappear. All swine creatures disappear. But you only execute the phase for swine creatures advance if there are any swine creatures on the board. But basically there's advance, in which they all run and try to kill you. Stop, in which they all just sit still or disappear. And again, it says kind of you're in a you're between phases or between dimensions or whatever the heck's going on. So sometimes they just vanish. But I missed that last time. But yeah, this does nothing though this time because we have no swine creatures, and also this nothing means that nothing happens. And yeah, Brian, you have to finish the whole book one track at a time. There's 25 chapters to write. But it goes pretty fast. I'm kind of talking to you guys and being a little bit clumsy because I'm not used to the game, but I think it would probably move pretty quickly generally. Yeah, swine creatures advance. No character actions again. Once again, I don't really know what I should be doing. Like, oh, and if I step outside right here, this is my question. I know I'm in line of sight with this guy, but am I in line of sight with the pit too? I might be. I could look that up or just make up something. Let me see if there's a mention about line of sight quick. I think they kind of just assume you know what line of sight means. Well, it actually mentioned if you can connect the hex, the center of your current hex with a straight line to the center of the hex you want to see, then you have line of sight. But walls will block it basically. But does anything else block it? Here we have revealing noise. Characters must move around to see the noises. If a character moves on the same hex as the noise, all noise tiles in the hex are revealed. A character can see noise from afar if they have direct line of sight at the hex with noise. Line of sight is had if a straight, basically what I said. If the line is broken, the noise cannot be seen. I don't think I can probably see the pit. I don't know if I want to, but I want to activate one at a time, perhaps. I'm starting to feel like I should just try not to activate the things. But at the same time, I feel like I should be doing something except sitting here waiting. I don't know. Actually, do the trees block line of sight? They might. All these lines are trees. See, like the kind of wavy lines with the gray background. So those might block the line of sight. So let me see if I can figure that out without too much page flipping. I don't know. Tree hex takes 2 speed. I'm just gonna make a judgment call. Let's say you can't have line of sight through the trees. Yeah, Brian says they mentioned trees. They don't mention it for line of sight purposes though. They only mention it for the movement cost, I think. But I'll go with it blocks line of sight because I think that makes sense. All right, so yeah, I guess Mary will poke her head out. Why not? Let's just do something fun. All right, so she's gonna poke her head out. She's gonna go 1, 2, and she can go 3, 4 back in if she doesn't like what she sees. So let's see what's here. It's the plane of silence. Okay. So that is one of the events that we shuffle into the noise deck, and now we have to refer to the rule book to see what that means. And these events are kind of what progress the game ultimately towards the luminous spec. Okay, where the heck are we? Event tiles. The plane of silence. Silence! Focus, focus! There, it's kind of focusy. All standees and noise tiles are removed from the map except Recluse. Everything's gone. Plane of Silence card is placed on the map with the card line where the Recluse stands. I know what that means, although it's kind of weird. Recluse is placed on circular space nearest where he was standing. You'll see what this means, guys. Effective first space occurs. See Borderland action. So we're in the Borderland, which is the other dimension or the place between dimensions or whatever. Next card is drawn and placed adjacent to any Borderland card. Player may place it in any direction. Recluse move to the Borderland. After 3 cards have been placed, event concludes. After event, Recluse, Pepper, and Mary are placed on their starting spaces. Borderland deck is shuffled. The top Borderland card is discarded. Number on top of deck is revealed. This is the number of life returned to each character. All right, so we just have to, and then we kind of put the next event card in the noise deck. So we kind of just have to survive this. If Recluse can get it through this, okay, everybody gets healed. So we get to remove the noises. Remove these 2 fine folks, Doggo and Lady. And focus. We'll let it figure it out when it decides to. I don't know. I need an actual camera person because autofocus isn't good enough. But what we do is, yeah, we go into the Borderland. We have to find the card in the Borderland deck that says the Plane of Silence. So let me find that real quick. Here we are. And now this is where we are. And it says you start in one of these circular spaces closest to where you were. So that's going to be the diary space, which happens to be, yeah, I wonder if that's because it lines up with the diary. I don't know. So we are here. So we have to do whatever this icon means, and I don't know what that means. I have to look it up. Or do I place the next card first? Yeah, let's do Borderland turn. See below. Turns will occur in Borderland until an event. I guess until an event is over. After a recluse is placed on the first card, each turn is as follows: draw a top Borderland card, place face up, adjacent to any previous played card, respecting the card grid on the map. Phase 2, move any swine creatures and things, etc. 3, recluse must move. Okay. But do I resolve this diary action thing first? I think I do. Yeah, effective space occurs first. So that thing is pretty much what you'd expect. It says a plus with diary. There's actually a -1. This one's a plus, but there's another space with a minus, which means somehow I lose diary entries. But I get to add one right now. So let me do that. Zoop. And yeah, so what's next? Now we have to place the next Borderland card. I guess I should shuffle real quick. I'll just loosely shuffle. And I get to choose which area I want to put it in. I can put it here or here or here. I don't know enough about what I'm doing, so well, this one actually is I think I just had it upside down. This one actually ends with a minus to the diary, which I don't like. But I'm trying to wrap my head out the movement works. It says I have to move whatever this number is. I have to move one space, okay, to the closest space. So I think that means I would have to, if I put it here, I'd have to move to this space, which is dust. And that is subtract 1 or 2 life from all characters. 1 or 2. I think I'll take 1. It doesn't tell me how I determine which one. Oh, it says on the space. Okay. So we have, for example, a regular dust and a dust times 2. Yeah, I don't like this. This tile is horrible. Basically, everybody can get wounded. Everybody gets wounded twice, and then we lose a diary entry. So since I have to go to the closest circles, maybe if I put it up here, that's better. Then at least I can traverse these guys first, and then the next turn I can put another card here, perhaps. I think that's what I can do. Let me try that strategy. Hopefully I'm not cheating. Okay, so now I move 1, I think, because that card had a 1 on it. And you can't control where you move. You always have to move to the closest circles in the borderland, because I guess you don't know where you're going. You're in some other freaking dimension or something. Excuse me. But let me just verify, because of, newbie and all that stuff. Yeah, I think I've got it right. I just have to move the one space. So after 3 cards have been placed, event concludes. Does that include the first one? I don't know. I guess probably. Alright, so I go here and it looks like it's a swine creature icon, which could only mean a swine creature appears, I guess. What it says in the rules is place swine creature on space. Each phase 2 of Borderlands, swine creatures move 1 space towards recluse. If recluse moves on to space, the creatures must stop and attack. Swine is removed if damaged. Recluse does not continue moving. Alright, so a swine creature appears on me. But because that's phase 3 now and not phase 2, I don't have to fight him yet, I think. Right, so we're going to get this kind of wolf-like looking swine creature this time. He's on the same space. Give me a second with this focus nonsense. Okay. Alright. What are you guys talking about here? Ryan says, my daughter and I carved our pumpkins tonight. Cool. I used jalapeno salt to bake the pumpkin seeds. So good. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I've had pumpkin seeds a few times roasted. Hey, Jet Strike, how's it going? McDonald's is mid. Don't know what you mean. Jet Strike. But yeah, so I don't have to fight this guy now, I don't think. And now the next turn, I flip another Borderlands card, and that's it, because it's the third? That seems very simple. I mean, I guess it's the first event. Maybe it's supposed to be simple. So I'm just trying to make sure I'm doing this right. I know it's kind of not fun to watch me stare at rules. Let me show what I'm looking at too then. In the corner here. Another card, so the recluse moves again. I'm gonna go with, and by the way, you often can't take this rule, this author's rules too literally because there's a lot of like little kind of like assumptions. Well, I meant this, like it's not really written like a precise technical document or anything like that. Focus. All right, I'll have to deal with the crappy focus. I'm sorry, but let's go with we draw the card and resolve the turn. I'm gonna go with that. So let's take another Borderlands card, and this one has a plus. So it's a diary with a plus and a dust. So we don't want to be dust in the wind, but it would be good to get the diary thing, I guess. But where can I place that? I don't think I can turn it upside down. It looks like it would connect that way. Look at that. The green connect. Jet says he doesn't like McDonald's. Okay. Did you have McDonald's today and you're regretting it? I'm wondering what the comment is about. Um, I mean, so I guess with the one move that I have to do, I'm going to either end up going to the dust, or if I can place another circle closer, I can put another dust closer. That doesn't really help, does it? So I guess I'm going to hit the dust either way. Okay, I'm going to switch to manual focus because I feel like I'm probably going to be better that way. I mean, they might be like getting up once in a while, but at least it's not going to screw up on me without my wanting it to. All right, so I think I just have to go to a dust space, unfortunately, which means everybody takes 1 damage. So I'm going to just deduct that. Unfortunately, our doggo is not in good shape. Our doggo has 1 life left. But I think as soon as we finish here, it said we all get healed somewhat. So hopefully we'll be good again. But how much? Oh, I was supposed to look at the number here. Oh. Oh. Hold on, I don't move just 1. I move the number that I drew on the new card, basically. So this card has a 2. That means I get to move 2 spaces. Okay, so... Sorry, I don't quite get this thing yet. If I had placed it here... I'm trying to see if I can cheese this somehow, like, avoid the dust. If I place it here... Is one of these closer? I guess this is closer than the other dust. Then I could jump to the diary space because I'm moving 2. Yeah, it seems like. I mean, I could get a ruler, but I think the distance between these two is less than the distance between these two. So I can go like this, 1, 2. I'll heal everyone back. And yeah, now I landed on the diary plus, so I advanced my diary marker. And I think I'm going to resolve this turn, because again, I think that's the spirit of the rule here. So that means the swines have to come and attack. They only move 1 space towards the recluse. Alright, so they're 1 away. And I think that's it. Oh, I did it in the wrong order. Oh. So basically they should attack me for... Alright, so I'm just going to roll for an attack for when I was here. So it's Recluse versus Pigman. And that means we look at the stats here. Swine creature again hits on 5 or 6, where a 6 counts as 2 damage. And the Recluse up here has his shotgun, and he hits on 4, 5, or 6, where a 6 is double damage. So it looks like 1 hit from the Recluse and no hits from the Pigman, which is good. Pigman is gone. And Ryan says you're gonna get that one guy, Mark. Unfocused camera, literally the worst. Yes, exactly. Man, one guy commented on one of my old Tunnels and Trolls videos before I had any kind of a good setup. It was just me and my son fooling around with a phone, playing Tunnels and Trolls, having fun. And he says, um, what's the word he used, or the sentence he used? He said, unwatchable garbage, blah 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 blah. The camera shake, and I'm like, this video has 24 likes and the one dislike, which is probably you, and it has 340 watch hours on it. So how is it unwatchable garbage? Maybe it's you. And granted, it was pretty amateurish, but anyway, that's my little rant. Yeah. So I think that means we are out of the Borderlands. That is the third card placed, and the first event is done. And so after the event, now here's the only problem. I might have to manually focus. Ah, it looks pretty good. After event, Recluse, Pepper, and Mary are placed on their starting spaces. Borderland deck is shuffled, etc. And yeah, the number. Oh, we take the top deck. It's autofocusing even though I don't want it to. Okay, we take the top card from the deck, and that's the number of life everyone's healed. So let's do that. So we're gonna put Mr. Recluse back on the diary, put Mary back in her room, and Mr. Doggo, my faithful companion, is back over here. And everybody gets healed for, let's find a card, pick one from the middle. Hopefully we'll get a nice 3. Wrong side, 2. Actually, we only needed 2, right? Yeah, because Pepper's hurt for 2. I'm assuming we can't go above starting health. It's one of those things, you gotta look it up. Number that represented the number of days we were asleep, so we all just passed out for two days. And I'm gonna assume that we can't go above starting health in this case, because I saw something else that said that the Recluse can go up to 9 health. Unfortunately, if you look at the track here, they labeled it wrong. 7 is its starting health, and then it says 6 and 7 again, where it should say 8 and 9. But some things, when it specifically mentions it in the rules, can allow him to go up to 9. And this is one of those things where the producer of this game kind of makes so many sloppy mistakes that I would just volunteer. I should tell him I'd volunteer to play test it, read the rules, and look at all this stuff. I've done that before for things, and I get a nice little credit, and I help the quality of the product. And so, yeah, I'm always willing to do that. So if Nate, if you're watching this, let me do that for your next game. Anyway, what the heck am I doing now? Yeah, so everything's reset essentially, and our life is all good. Pepper is in good shape. And what we have to do though is we take the next event card, which is the attack, which I hear from a review I was reading, or at least a forum comment on Board Game Geek, that this one is nasty because I think it's basically all of the swine creatures come at once. Which is, let me show you what the pile of swine creatures looks like. This many. So all of those guys are going to attack at once. That's the next event in the deck. But also number 2 is in this deck somewhere, which I forget what it was. Oh, yeah, the thing in the pit. So at all times, there's basically going to, I think at all times, there's going to be 2 such events in the deck. And if we get to number 9, that is the luminous spec, which ends our sorry lives. But hopefully we've written everything down in the diary before then. Okay, so back to the main game. Let me shuffle these Borderland cards a little bit. Don't need to get too crazy, just mix them up a bit. And Ryan says, I like that you're doing the board game version of Solitaire. Yeah, so in the board game world, there have been a lot of solo games since the pandemic started. There was always a little bit of solo games out there, but they were usually kind of an afterthought. And so this game was released about 1 year ago, pretty much exactly. And so I have to imagine that Nate was getting on the and it's not just Nate, by the way. I think he's the main designer, but Nate was getting on that bandwagon of solo games for the pandemic. So anyway, let's deal with the noise step. We have a reveal, and again, because we have no noises on the board, we draw a new noise, and we have to put it on a certain space, which is going to be where it looks like a 5 to me. I think I'm gonna go with just the black dice generally, except when I'm doing combat. I think that looks easier on the eyes. There. So we're gonna put in space 5, which is, I think we rolled a 5 before. But where is it? Yeah, it's over here. Okay. Got a new noise there. And I'm trying to see if I can remember all the phases without referring to the rules, because that'll let me move faster. So now it's the pigs activate, but there are no pigs. And so now the characters all go. Yeah, I guess we're gonna write in the old diary. Shoom, we're up to chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of 25. I don't know. Now it's like, again, I feel like I don't know what to do with these people. I wish there was some kind of like, I don't know, thing to check out, you know? It happens more with events that transpire, I gather, but I feel like in the beginning I don't know what to do, just move people around or something. Um, so let's get, I don't know, let's make Pepper hang out right outside the front door. Then he can see anybody that comes in the area. And maybe Mary will do the same, but for this door. And again, I have no idea if this is a good strategy, but 1, 2, 3, 4, she can't reach outside the door just yet. And that's the turn. So let's keep it going. We see what we do with noises once again. And we have reveal. So we're going to flip this guy here. The thing in the pit. The second event is transpiring. The thing in the pit. Okay, so that is, well, we saw on that, you know, this status chart here, whatever you want to call it. We have this guy. He's the dangerous version of one of these pig people. And you can see he has move 6, which is faster than everybody in the game except for Pepper. He hits on a, did that say 3, 4, 5, or 6? Oh, let me, yeah, it's a little bit crammed. 3 and the 4 are crammed together, so it looks weird. But 3, 4, 5 does double damage, and 6 does double damage. Wow. If he vanishes, though. And also he has a thing. He doesn't just go to the nearest character. He wants the blood of the recluse. He goes straight for the recluse. But if someone blocks him, like I could put the dog in the way, he'll have to fight. He'll have to stop and fight the dog. So he appears. I have to check the rules. I think he appears in the same place as the noise. That would be reasonable. Oh no, in the pit. Oh, this is the pit. I don't know. Maybe this spot here. Let's just check the rules. The thing in the pit. The thing. The thing standing is placed in the pit. Number 3. Yeah. Thing moves 6 speed. Let's see. It's basically everything I already described. It does not draw cards to move. Yeah. So if you remember, the rule that I forgot was that you look at these cards to see if the pig people actually move. But in the case of the thing, he just always runs straight for the recluse. And if reaching the recluse, he attacks. And again, he does a lot of that. Oh, 6 is actually 3 hits. Did it say? Yeah, I missed that before. 6 is 3 hits. So 5 is 2 hits, 3 or 4 is 1 hit, and 6 is 3 hits. But he only has to be hit once, like the other swine people. Then he vanishes. All right, so let's do for you. What is the last thing? After event revealed, discard from game, remove all noise from the map. Next numbered event goes in, and we make the new deck that way. All right, so we remove the thing in the pit noise, but we keep messing with the focus. No, we now put the next one in the cellars. That goes into the noise deck. So we have events 3 and 4 in the deck. 3 is the one I heard is really nasty, the big attack. And 4 is the cellars, whatever that does. The cellar is the safest place. Okay, we're shuffled. But now I gotta worry about this Jerko. So I'm gonna use the red block for him. We have the thing. He's like a perv looking at the window. Imagine if you looked out your window and you saw that. Okay. So, I think he goes right now because that phase. Yeah, so that was the noise phase, and now it's the swine creatures. Yeah, so he's gonna rush right in the front door where poor Pepper is blocking the door. So he's going to attack Pepper. But he has to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hey, he reaches Pepper. All right, let's battle. So the same deal with the colors for the dice. And yeah, so Pepper needs a 5 or 6. And the thing hits on 3 or higher with all kinds of extra damage opportunities. Oh. So Pepper bites him and kills him, but this is simultaneous damage. So unfortunately, the 6 means that Pepper takes 3 damage and is on the verge of death once again. But good boy Pepper for taking down the boss essentially. Boss fight. Good job, Pepper. Now we just have to protect him until the next chance to take a large nap, a long nap, for like 3 days or something. Okay, so now it's the character actions. Pepper, you can go hide. Surely if he goes down in the cellar, he'll be safe. No one will bother him there. Oh yeah, we just put a seller's event in the deck, so I don't think that's true. All right. Yeah. What am I gonna? I guess the recluse is gonna write because that's what he does. Meanwhile, everybody else is in these deadly combats, especially the dog, and he's just like, I'm gonna just write about what I'm hearing and seeing. All right, we turned the corner at least literally. So what's next? Yeah, I guess I'm gonna hide Pepper somewhere. I just don't know where to put him. Um, if you consider the numbers or where noises can appear, I guess being far from numbers is good. I could probably put him like outside, like all the way over here. It doesn't seem like it should be safe, but I think it would be actually. The cellar is separate, so that's not really connected. I don't know that. Well, let's just do it. Instead of deliberating forever, let's just do it. So Pepper, uh, yeah, he's gonna cower. No, Pepper, come back. Actually, can I even? I don't know if I can go here. Did that? I don't remember the rules mentioning this, but it looks like this is like a. No, there's no water here. I think it looks like a little, like a moat or something. I guess it's fine. I can just go off the path. So he's gonna go hide because he's a chicken. I mean, I guess he should be available to fight still, right? I don't know. Let's just hide him like in the center here or something, or like around here. At least he'll be available then, but other characters can protect him. And I guess Mary will camp there. All right, so that's that turn. We do the noise draw again. Reveal, which means we place a noise because there's nothing there. And Ryan says, I hope the designer doesn't see this, but I really don't like the art. I can't tell what the heck is going on the board. Yeah, unfortunately, part of that is the whole I'm showing you cardboard over a camera over the internet, but it is actually a little bit hard on the eyes anyway. I'm no graphic designer, but I can think of a few ways they could maintain the aesthetic and and improve the ease on the eyes a little bit. Um, for example, you take like this number 6 here. You could just put a black circle in the background to the 6, just so the 6 pops out, and you don't really destroy the aesthetic that way. But part of the thing is this guy thing is, it's amateurish. He's kind of almost going for like an underground, like heavy metal look or something like that, like some kind of a underground death metal tape you might have looked at in the early 90s or something like that. So part of it is intentional, but I think you could maintain that and still improve the, again, how easy it is on the eyeballs. So this guy has his first big hit was Cave Evil, which is a monstrosity of a game. And it's a lot of fun. I played that once. And it also has this aesthetic, but you're like evil undead wizards in a cave labyrinth battling it out. Um, and Ryan says it looks like a bird's nest, by the way. But anyway, this is what we have, so this is what we're playing. Yeah, what else are we doing? What did I just draw? Did I think I drew the reveal and I said I have to draw a noise, but then I didn't actually do it because I got distracted by the chatter. Okay. Ryan says he needs to make a rock and roll nightmare board game. So where did the noise go? That's the question. It goes on 12. Huh. So 12 is actually pretty close to the doggy. Where I was trying to kind of hide him, but yeah, he's not really out of danger's way. So this is actually, I think it's supposed to be upstairs. This is supposed to be some kind of old rickety stairs. So he can actually come down soon if this is if it is a pig person, and he could attack the dog if I'm not careful. Um, yeah. So that was noise. Now swine goes. Now characters go. I guess we'll do the usual with the diary and move it along. We're making good diary progress, I think. But we will move Doggo out of harm's way. 1, 2, 3. I'll go outside the door again just so we can see things. Which again, I don't know if that's a good strategy or not, but that's what I'm doing. And Mary will kind of hang out in the center to block, even though she kind of sucks. Actually, if I want to really block, I have to kind of go here. But here's the thing: they just go to the nearest character anyway, with the exception of the thing. So I could kind of just keep her here. I think that's a good idea. All right, so that's the turn. And once again, we do the noise thing. Oh, we have this special one. This is a die roll that I have to look up the meaning of in the rule book. It's like a chart, small chart. So we didn't get that at all yet until now. So it must be pretty rare. Where the heck is that chart though? Can't find the damn thing. Here it is. Roll 1d6. Conduct result. 1 is nothing. 2 to 3 is reveal. 4 to 5, 6. 4, 5, 6 is noise. Okay. That's a noise. Ryan said they're still making 13 Dead End Drive. That blew my mind. Oh, that's like a kind of a mainstream board game, right? Not like one of my nerdy games. I know I've heard of it, but I never played it. What the heck am I doing? A noise. So a noise appears on 5. It's the third time we've rolled 5. So over here in the pits area. That place is the pits. I guess the focus looks pretty good about now, right? Okay. So yeah. Now pigs move, now characters move. I'll just camp and write in the diary. Okay, so next turn. Another noise. I'm a little bit concerned now because we have 3 noises on the board, which is the most we've ever had. 6. Where is 6? 6 is over here in the corner. And swine move, and then people move. Should we go and see what the noise is upstairs? Ryan says some people are vintage vinyl hipsters, wine hipsters. I like that Mark is a board game hipster. Yeah, I don't like the mainstream. I actually do like some mainstream games, but mostly I like digging into the weird stuff. I mean, like Scrabble is one of my favorite games. I actually like Monopoly, even if you go into Board Game Geek, which is like, the place for modern or hobbyist board gamers, the amount of spite against, like, the amount of pure hatred against Monopoly is like absurd. It's like, dude, it's a board game from like 1930. And they just want to, like, I don't know. I don't want to get into it too much, but sure, it's dated in a lot of ways. But I actually have fun most times when I play Monopoly, and you have to play it right. It's like these house rules people make where, like, you put money in the center every time you land on free parking, and that just makes the money circulate forever and the game lasts 10 hours. But it's not that bad a game, really. It's pretty good, Monopoly, if you play it right. Also, they have the speed die. Uh, that's an invention in the last, like, maybe, I don't know, 20 years or so. And that makes the game go faster. So I think Monopoly is all right. Anyway, let's keep being a hipster for tonight, though. And so yeah, what I want to do. Sorry, I think I already made him right, but do I want to check out a noise? Yeah, I'm gonna make Mary go and check out the noise. Uh, I'm gonna assume that because it's a separate floor, she can't really see it, but she's gonna go down there anyway, even though it's probably stupid to do. But she's feeling very horror-y, which means she does stupid things. Yeah, I'm gonna assume she has to go up the stairs actually. Okay, and should the doggo do anything? I don't know. I think I'm gonna pull him towards the center. Okay, so next turn we have another die roll. I feel like I messed something up with these cards. Whatever. It should have been a die roll on the top, right? No. Yeah, it should have been. Okay. Maybe I did it twice. I'm just gonna go with it. I don't know. Okay, so the die roll. 4 means a noise again. Holy crap. Getting noisy in this place. Not sure how I should be handling this. I guess I should try to take out one at a time, perhaps. 9. 9 is over here. I feel like there should be some way the noises advance. Like, if anyone's ever played Space Hulk, it's kind of like an Aliens game, but in the Warhammer 40,000 universe. And you have these radar pieces. They look kind of they work kind of similarly to this, but the Aliens player moves the radar pieces. It's supposed to be, the Space Marines are picking things up on the radar, and then once they get line of sight, you flip the radar piece, and it can be like one alien or two aliens or nothing. It was like a false positive, but they move. So these guys don't move. That's kind of one thing I don't like a little bit, but it would be kind of hard to do too much of that. Probably like how would they move? I don't know. I guess the same way as the pigs would. They go towards you, the most recent character, the closest character. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, now it's the swine moves phase. Nope, we got no swine. And now characters move. Mary is gonna probably very stupidly go and check out this noise. So she goes 1, 2, and sees what is upstairs here. What's making noise upstairs in this creepy house? Four swine people. Okay. Should have left well enough alone, Mary. So the rules in this game for stacking, meaning how many can fit in one space, is simply that two two of one side, like two swine creatures can fit in one space, and two of the household characters, as they call them in the rulebook, can fit in one space. So there's two in this one space, and now I have to choose an adjacent space and put two more swine people there. And Ryan says, Scrabble is such a basic idea, it's hard not to like it. Yeah. I've played variants of games that are kind of like that. Like variants of Scrabble, like Upwards. Upwards is one I had as a kid. Where it's like Scrabble, but you can stack tiles on top of each other. So they can build. You could change one letter and build a new word, kind of. I guess I'll put the other one right here. So we've got two stacks of two swine people. When are you doing a Night of the Living Dead commentary? Asks Ryan. I don't know. I only have that on DVD. It doesn't mean it's a no-go, but it means I can't just like, spin up YouTube or something. But what I'll probably do is, I have been thinking about that. I'll probably just bring my DVD player right here. Actually, I have a small one from a long time ago that's not hooked up to anything. It's like this portable one that I think a casino gave it to me. That's like a freebie to get us in the door. So I could actually do that, and yeah, we could do that soon. That might be fun. But yeah, so she has two movement points left, meaning she could run away, which I don't think would help a lot, but she could. Or she could just leap on top of these, leap on top of two of them, punching them or something. Maybe she has a knife from the kitchen. Is there even a kitchen? I don't know. This place looked like a cavern. What is with this house? House. Um, yeah. So if I did move away, she has two more spaces, meaning this guy could still catch up with her. Because this guy one, two, yeah, they could too. Okay, so I don't know if it matters much. Long story short, but maybe I'll move her back anyway. Excuse me. Then she could be closer to the other. Well, I don't know. Do I want to protect Pepper so much that I don't want her to be leading them closer to Pepper? I don't know. I'm feeling like it's going to soon be time for the Recluse to poke his head out and start shooting things with shotguns. But what do we do with Mary now? I'm gonna say lead him down, because then maybe he can poke his head out. He just has to get close enough so he's 3 spaces away, and then he could shoot them. So let's run away a little bit. That's what Mary would probably naturally do anyway. Like, holy crap, 4 pig people. All right. So, did I do all the character movement? I don't think I did him. I could make the dog rush forward or run away. I'm gonna keep him where he is. Let me think. So he can move 7, meaning he could probably jump into the fray next turn from where he is. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll just leave him where he is. Okay, so that's the turn. Next up, we have nothing. And look at this. This means all, forget if it's all the swines or all the noises disappear. So that's fortunate timing. But let me verify in the rules which effect it is actually. All swine creature stands are removed from the map. Creatures vanish and or run off. So some of them are scared maybe. Maybe they just saw a glimpse of Mary and they're kind of as afraid of her as she is of them. So they vanish. Ah! Whew, that's good. Part of me had this instinct, oh, now I can't get experience from them, but oh, yes, King doesn't have experience. Okay, so that's fortunate. And, yeah, in the lower right corner of that card, there's a nothing. So nothing happens regarding the noises. So yeah, that was pretty nice. And now we get to move, once again, the recluse does his writing. And this is progressing pretty well. It's just I know it's gonna get nasty when we hit some of the nastier events. That's when it's gonna get crazy. So how do we move? I don't know. Should we go to the tower? Mary's gonna go to the tower just cause. Excuse me. 1, 2, 3, 4. So next turn she can actually go to the tower and see what's in the pit if she wants to. And Doggo will stay put. So next turn, once again, we have noise. Avoid the noise. 2 dice for location. Shoot, I just clobbered the dog. I think he was here. 10. So noise goes at 10, which is where? Right here. Ooh, that's right at the window. I bet it's that creepy thing peeking in the window again, being a perv. Okay. Swines move. Now I move. I'm gonna go send Mary to the tower like we said, and she can see everything in the pit area here because she's high up in the tower and looks down. And what does she see over here at number 5? She sees nothing. She sees a big bowl of nothing making noise. It's just one of those things. It's the wind. I don't know. Must be the wind. Okay. Let's see. I could run. Shoot, did I don't think I did a diary, right? I'm gonna say I didn't. I'm trying not to cheat, but I don't think I did. I should always do that first if I'm gonna do it. I don't always want to do it every time. Let's do the diary writing. We're on the corner now, getting pretty far. But the doggo, does he want to peek in the window? Let's do that just because it's fun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, he can go right here. There's a window right here that separates this outdoor space with this indoor space, and so he can see through there and see what the noise is. He can see noises. Ryan says, I'm nervous. Oh, you meant writing our own commentary? I thought you meant like watching the commentary. But Ryan says, I'm not nervous about public speaking, flying, etc. But I'd be super nervous doing a Night of the Living Dead commentary. I afraid I'd make a mistake or not get my thoughts out right. Well, I mean, it is hard to kind of speak on the fly very well. Like I know I'm not the best speaker, and sometimes forget to say something, or I stutter, or I call a what did I call it? I called this sticker a squirrel about a half hour ago or an hour ago. But anyway, Pepper the dog peeks through the window, and what does he see? He hears something, so he peeks at the window. And I imagine he like got his forepaws up on the windowsill. And it's like rop, rop, and he sees Love. He sees Love. Hello, Love. And Love is the ghost of the recluse's dead wife or girlfriend or something. So here she is. Now, what does that do? I think it basically just heals somebody. It might only be the recluse. Well, let me check the rules to make sure I've got it straight. I bring you love. He's bringing us love. Get him. Okay, love. Hold on, this is the wrong thing. What does love do? What is love? Speaking like some android in a sci-fi movie. An apparition of the recluse's lost love appears. Place love standee on hex if revealed. Discard tile. I'll discard the noise tile, that's right. If recluse moves onto the same space as his love, he gains 1 life. He can gain more than his max 7 life this way. Love standee is removed after recluse meets her. Swine creatures do not approach or attack apparition, but can move through and stack with her. Okay, so she doesn't move. I have to actually walk the recluse over to her and lose valuable diary writing time. I don't know if it's worth it for 1 life. I mean, I do hear this upcoming attack is going to be nasty, but so maybe it's worth trying, I guess. But with his move of 5, it's going to take, I believe, 2 turns to get there and then 2 to get back to the diary writing, right? So let's see, let's do the counting. 1, 2, 3. 4. It would be nice if these, at least the hex lines were clear, but I think it's 4, 5, and it's basically what I said. Yeah, I get it, Ryan. Last time I say it, but this color scheme makes it hard to tell what you're looking at. I guess I can agree with that. But yeah, in person it is easier. But even then, it's not super easy on the eyes. But yeah, this is Love. She's blue, so I use the blue uh, block underneath it to make it look a little bit better. What I might do if I ever want, I don't know if I'll ever do this, but what might be a neat project is I have these blocks just because I ordered them from a game company and they're kind of useful. What I could do is print each of these and just kind of make a sticker on the block. I think that would be neat. I mean, that's not the whole problem with the aesthetics, but yeah. Yeah, so yeah, again, the decision is, do I want to spend 5 movement points twice to get to love and then twice to go back? I don't know. It seems like I'll miss 4 diary entries for 1 life point. Uh, Part of me wants to go just do it because it's something to do. It's worth trying new things. So I guess I'll go with that. But I feel like reason, though, is telling me that's a bad idea. All right. So I think that's that whole turn. I keep losing track of who actually moved. I guess it's everybody. So let's take the next noise card. Ryan says go for it. Yeah, let's do it. We got the roll again. So we see what happens by rolling a die. At 3 was what? I think it's a reveal. I know 4, 5, 6 is a noise when you get the die outcome. 2 or 3 is a reveal. Okay, so it becomes who do I want to reveal? I have a choice, either one of these two. I don't know. Let's choose this one. This is 7 swine people. And by the way, it might be easier if I turn the lights on more, but I found I was getting a glare, unfortunately, because it's got kind of this, what do you call it, finish that's really reflective. But if you don't mind glare, it might look better. So I could try that for a little bit to see if that helps with the visuals. So I'm going to turn on some of these lamps I got here. Well, if I put them on that bright, it's very glary. So it's kind of hard to find the balance. Why don't I try like that? Maybe that's a little better, a little bit of glare, but I mean, You could say a lot of glare, but it's localized to like just a little location. It's not like the whole thing is a big glare. If that makes sense. Why don't we try it like that? Like I have the lights on. It has three levels of brightness. I have it on the medium now. Ryan says, "Where the heck is Arturo been? I get the title of super regular." Yeah, you might win that, Ryan. Right? It looks worse. Okay, sorry about that then. Uh, Arturo seems to usually be here, like, but he says like hello at the end or something, or like thanks for the stream at the very end. He doesn't seem to be able to chat much lately, I guess. Yeah, it's the lighting has been hard to get right with the board game stuff here. I'll have to look into that more. There's probably info out there, like for example on the site that I mentioned, Board Game Geek, about how to get board games to look good on camera. Uh, that seems to be the biggest issue: brightness of the lights versus the glare. You try to find the happy medium. Um, anyway, yeah. So seven swine appear here. That's crazy. So I'm hoping I can find something that like zaps them all, because that's going to be tough to deal with. So that means I need four of these blocks that I have. And each one is going to have two swine on them. So actually, one of them is going to have just one. Sorry, I misspoke. But the other three are going to have two each. We don't want the thing. I almost put the thing on. Okay, so I got an army of swine here. I don't know what to do with them. I think I'm starting to think that would not make it too wise to run outside to just get the one life with this army of swine coming at him. I kind of wish now the shotgun could like take out a group of them if they're lined up, but it doesn't work like that. You just target one guy at a time. Or maybe if it would let you target two in one square. Actually, you can do that if either side is fighting multiple opponents in one square. If they do two hits or three hits, it can get divided among the targets. So if I roll a six with the recluse for a shotgun, and I'm hitting two swine in the one space, then he gets to do one damage to each of them, and they both die. But I don't know. I'm too scared to go out there now. I think we have to hope something makes us sleep. Okay. So that was what? That was just the noise part of the turn, right? Yeah, we rolled the die and we got the reveal. Okay, so that means swine move now. Oh crap, they move right now. So they all move five, and they're gonna go for the closest character, who is the doggo right now, I believe. Okay, and they can go through the apparition. They don't care about her. Oh, unfortunately, it means they're gonna be right on top of like that, just to make the pieces a little more awkward. That was five. I'm just gonna we're gonna assume the blue is her, so we don't have to have all these pieces. The blue block is her, and the black is the one swine. Okay, the other guys are gonna come through. One, two, three, four. Unfortunately, these guys are gonna stack too. Anyway, we can't actually have that big of a stack there, right? Only two of them can stack in one place. So I guess I don't know. I guess they're here probably, or one of them hop onto this stack. I guess that's probably how it would work. And then we have again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This guy would be right here, getting a little cramped. And this one would be 1, 2, 3. I don't know where the heck he goes. I guess he can go right here. Oh yeah, we have the lantern, the once a game lantern. I don't know. It might be a good time to use that, or I could wait for the attack event. I'm not sure which. I guess it depends how ugly this gets here. But the lantern, to check that out again, it's a once a game thing. The recluse has a lantern, and he can throw it at something. He can throw it up to three spaces, line of sight permitting. It causes 2 damage in the hex it lands and each adjacent hex. This can include the hex the recluse is on if he's adjacent. So I was thinking for a moment, why do they mention the damage if everything dies with 1 hit anyway? And that's probably because it hurts everyone, friend and foe alike. So yeah, I gotta be careful with that. At least it won't set the house on fire. It doesn't work like that. I think. Okay. Uh, okay, so now it's the character's movements. What the heck do I do? I think they cannot reach anybody next turn if I leave them where they are, but I have to do something to prepare. I'm just not sure what. I guess I'm gonna hide Pepper, because he'll get killed, and that would not be cool. Um, Maybe I'll just use the lander. So I could probably move him next turn. He could write for this 1 turn. You can go later though. He could go 1, 2, let's say 3, and then you could fire his lantern 1, 2, 3 to this space. But where will they be? That's the thing. They're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would be the front one. They would all be bunched up similarly, I guess. So what I could do is maybe move them like here or something. What is the lantern? What is the lantern's range to? It said, or is it just adjacent? Like as far as the fire damage, hits the target and each adjacent. And then I also have the question: would the front group of pig people block the line of sight, or could I throw it like right in the middle of them? I think the first one blocks it, unfortunately. I think I read that. So this is going to be like a Harry Cooper dropping the Molotov cocktails. Hmm. Yeah, let me find the line of sight crap. Just to be sure. Other characters, walls, and trees are obstacles. Oh, so that confirms the tree thing that we talked about earlier. Is whether, is the tree hex going to block? Okay, so the line of sight would be blocked. Right. So did you hear a story about that scene? Yeah, oh yeah. In that video you sent me. I can't recall what he said. I was actually scrambling to make dinner at the time. I didn't quite retain what he said. I do remember he said something though. Oh, he was trying to target a rock that was 2 feet long, and he was throwing the Molotov over a lower roof, and it was not an easy target. He was saying. Okay, so yeah, what the heck am I doing? Yeah, so I guess I'll write for this turn, and then I'm gonna prepare to Molotov or Lantern. But the dog should probably um, run away. I just paused for a second. I bet there's a way I could cheese. It's not really cheese. Let's call it strategize in such a way that, like, if you recall what I was saying, I'm going to show you with these figures what I'm thinking of. If I have 4 stacks of these guys to deal with, right? And they're going to be coming in kind of more or less single file though, which means if I have, let's say that this piece is well, let's just move him. If I have this guy down here and I want to throw the lantern cocktail, I can't target this guy and hit all 3 of these. I have to hit the front one and only target him. But I'm wondering if I can do something like, if the doggo is like closer, they could go something like this, because they would go for him. And then if I can kind of move um, uh, the recluse to the side, then maybe I could pull off something like that where I target three at once. And Ryan says low budget movies seem dangerous for actors. Yeah. Uh, yeah, they sure do. Sometimes high budget ones even. I guess thinking of the Twilight Zone movie where they actually had three deaths on the scene when they were filming the Vietnam helicopter scene. And what's his name? The director, the one who did those comedies like Coming to America. He got in trouble. He was in court for that, but he was acquitted. John Landis is it? Anyway, so I don't know. Let's see if I can pull off this strategy. But yeah, the thing is, I actually have to figure out where the heck they're going to move next turn. But yeah, since it's kind of deterministic. In other words, I can. It's they move to the closest guy. There's no random factor. I can kind of probably figure it out such that they'll try to head towards the dog, and then I can make uh the recluse, set him up for a good attack. But I have to figure out how to do that correctly. So the idea is, let's say this is the front uh big man. Excuse me. Okay, how the heck can we do this is the question. Yeah. So the idea is if I can get him to come this way, then they would be moving like what? Without moving these actual figures, let's try to figure it out. They're gonna go 1, 2, 3, and let's say they're heading this way towards the dog. They would go 4, 5. They would actually not be on the dog, even if I left the dog there. Then the next guy would go. I guess it depends on the order that I choose to move them. I don't know. Let's just say this guy's going. He goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They might. I don't know. This might not actually work out. Let me just keep going though. We use a red piece now. 1, 2, 3, 4. He would get stuck there. But that's actually not bad. Then if I had a way to get the recluse, oh, you can barely see that black piece, can you? Anyway, I guess my point is I could probably pull it off. That if he's down here, they're going to the dog because he's closer, and then I can shoot the lantern right here and get all three of these. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. It would be clear. So Ryan says the game designer should have made the hexagon outlines a different color or something. Yeah, I think that if they were, well, if you look up here, they are white. They look a little better. Maybe the lines could be a little thicker so you could see them better. But I think up here with the white, it's better than like in this house with the black because you just can't even see the lines. Okay, so I think that's going to be my plan. I can just leave the dog there and they're all going to go to him. And he'll be just out of reach though because they have to be on the hex with him to kill him. But we have to do the math and see if that means do we have to move the recluse, right? Because if he stands where he is, he's going to be closer, and they're going to go to him. Yeah, so that means he has to move either this way or that way, probably. So as soon as they step in here, they're going to count 1, 2, 3 spaces to the dog, or 1, 2, 3 to the recluse. What do they do if there's a tiebreaker? If the answer is I make it up, then I can say they go to the dog, but I don't know what the answer is. Uh, I'm gonna say I would do a flip a coin essentially, because I don't feel like looking it up, and I don't want to just make up that I get to choose because that seems a little cheaty. Therefore, I think what the recluse needs to do is step away a little bit, so that they will go to the dog. Yeah, I'm sorry, Ryan. It's not too easy to look. I think probably as much as I like this guy's games, I think it's probably not the best for these videos. Unless I figure out something like I could somehow figure out the lighting or even kind of remake the map or something like that. But I do have another game of his I was hoping to play. I'll have to see what the map looks like. I ordered a game from them. That's what I was showing in our Discord channel, Ryan. Uh, it's another game of his that it actually was included in the magazine Fangoria a couple of years ago. Maybe 1 year ago, maybe 2 years ago. And it is about half the size of this map. It's like 8.5 by 11, so it's really small. It should fit well within, the setup. But I don't know what the map looks like. I don't know how visible it's going to be. There might be. It's probably black and white again. Although I did have another game of his that used like green for grass and things like that. So that one was a little more visible. But we'll see. I'll check it out. And Ryan says there was an old black and white Universal Monsters board game that was a circle with hexagons like this. Oh, I'd have to look into that. That sounds pretty cool. Anyway, so I'm going to go with my strategy that I unfortunately can't write in the diary this turn because he has to step away to kind of cheese the rule system, I guess. Actually, though, what I said was I might actually have to move downward because what I said was they're going to be like, I think I said they're going to be like this, right? So maybe I don't have to move downward. I don't know. So just not to like belabor the point about not being able to tell what's what, but I think there's a wall right here, and the only entrance is this way here. So I think you'll have to move down, maybe. Well, if the swine are like that, and he's say over here, then he could go one. He moves what, 5? Yeah. So he'll be good. 2, 3, 4, and then throw the lantern. That should work. All right. Sorry to take forever with this, but I think this will be fun when it works out. If it does. And then the attack event will come, and I'll wish I still had the lantern. But let's just go with it. There's a big mob of pig people coming, and we can't just save it. And Ryan says to say something positive. I like the gameplay and everything else. Yeah, I like the gameplay too so far. I still feel a little bit like there's a lot, like at least towards the beginning that I was like, well, I wish there was something that could make me, you know, motivate me to move people. Like, well, maybe there's something, some item in the cellar. I don't know. I'm just making that up. I don't know if it's a good idea. But if I knew that there could be an item in the cellar, like a weapon, then it would motivate me to go somewhere, right? Excuse me. And maybe there's like a card you would draw. Sometimes it's a pig person. So I would have to decide, do I want to team up the dog and the woman to go down? One of them is extra just for protection, or do I want to keep one of them upstairs? I'm just kind of talking out loud, but I think it would be cool if there was more choices early on instead of just I'll just sit here and I don't know, see what happens and write in the diary. But overall, I am having fun with the game too. Okay, so yeah, I moved him instead of writing. I'm moving him 1 just to go with my plan. And what's she doing? We didn't move her yet. She's in the tower. She can move 4. So we'll go. I can't even see the lines over here myself. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So that's the character move. Now remember, the pigs don't actually move though, unless I get this advance icon. If I get the stop icon, which shows this swine, green silhouette, but with a stop sign looking thing in the center, then they don't actually move. And there's also the disappear icon, which means they all just vanish. So I might actually just get to disappear, and all that strategizing might have been for naught. I'm turning down my mic volume a little because I'm realizing I'm going off the red. So let's see what happens. Oh, they all disappear! All that strategizing and missing a turn of writing in the diary for naught. They all just vanish. Does that mean the ghostly woman disappears too, though? I think it's just the swine, but let me check. All right, that was convenient, right? He was like, we're getting ready. Like, all right, this is it. Stuff's about to go down. He backs up to hide, so they go after the dog, who's very brave, by the way. He's going along with his plan. Somehow they communicated this plan, the man and his dog, by the way. And then, just like that, they all vanish. Okay, so that was fortunate. Yeah, let me verify in the rules if the ghost woman disappears or not. I think not, but let me check. Disappear all swine creatures. Yep, that's it. Only the swine creature. All right, we still have our ghostly woman. Uh, okay. So now we move swines, but there are none. And I guess as long as he's already off the spot, let's run to the woman. Let's get her extra life. So he's got to go. I mean, he's not closer than to the exit, but that's fine. I'll just do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is Doggo staying there? I don't know. I guess I'll leave him there. He can keep looking out the window and barking at noises. And the woman is going to go to the central area to be more available, I guess. Was she move forward? 1, 2, 3, 4. She's here now. Okay, that's the character turn, and we flip again. There's a new noise. At 9. 9 is... So far, nothing has appeared in the cellar, even though the two numbers there are very common, 7 and 8. So that's just kind of funny. 9 is right here. Swine people go. Nope. And let's move the people. So the recluse goes 1, 2, 3, meets up with his ex. And apparently it's a good encounter and he gets healed by 1. And she's gone now. And not even healed by 1, he actually gets an extra life. So he is at 8, even though this track says 6. He's 1 above 7. And yeah, like I was saying, maybe we'll need that for the big attack event that might be coming soon. So he moved there. I guess I'll leave the doggo. Oh, does he? I just realized I think he's in line of sight with the noise. Shoot. I'm not sure what this is exactly. I don't think it was mentioned in the rules, so I'm going to assume he can see past that. And I think he would have been in line of sight as soon as he stepped, if it matters. Probably right when he stepped outside. So what I'm going to say is if I see something that makes me want to backtrack after this move, maybe I'll undo that move. Which, in other words, undo going to the womanly ghost. But we'll see what happens. It is nothing. Okay. So nothing. No fear then. Not afraid of nothing. Alright. For that matter, could the dog have seen? I guess because the way the window's shaped, it probably would have only been... I don't know. Yeah, because the window is not on this side of the hex, if that makes sense. I think the dog would not have been able to see that noise. Okay, so where are we? I didn't move Mary, I don't think. So she's gonna go kind of in the central area, maybe a little bit this way, how about? Okay, next up. It's upside down, but it is a noise. Kind of getting through the whole noise deck here. I only got a few more left. That means one of these events is coming up soon. It's gotta be. What the heck am I doing? Rolling a die, rolling 2 dice. The noise appears at 10. Which is where again? This one? No. I can't find it. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Is he on top of it? Or... Oh, yes, he's on top of it. Okay. So the noise appears on a meaning we flip it immediately. That's my understanding. Hopefully it's not piggies. Add 2 noise. Okay, I'm assuming it's in the same space, right? What else could it mean? I'll just check the rules quick. Because that just means we're going to flip 2 on the same space now. Make noise roll for amount. Oh. Okay, we make 2 noise rolls for 2 noises. They're not in the same space. Okay. So the first noise appears at... It was like a ventriloquist throwing the noise around. The first one is at 11, which is where? That's 12. 5, 4, 3, 11, right here. Oh, that's in line of sight, I think. And the next one is at 2. I haven't rolled a 2 before. That's right here. Yeah, so I think those are both in line of sight. So let's flip them. 3 noise. I'm out of noise cards, though. I guess I would just do the last one. Or I'd probably reshuffle the ones I did already. It probably says in the rule, but I'm just going to make up a common sense ruling where all of the things except for events that I've discarded, I'm just going to shuffle together again. But first one goes at 9, which is right here, and I think I'm going to have to flip that again. 2 more have to be placed, so let me do that shuffling I was just talking about. So that means of the 2 events, number 3 and 4, they've got to be among these guys. So I'm wondering if it... Well, let's just keep going. I'm wondering if it matters then about placing them. I don't know. Oh, I flipped it. Shuffle again. This one's at 12, which is again where I'm standing, isn't it? No. 12 is up here. And, sorry, was that 2 or 3? I don't know. I'm going to go with 2. I've kind of lost track of things. I'm confusing myself. I think I'm adding 2. Another one at 4. Okay, so I guess I can see... This one's in the trees, but it's kind of at the... I guess it's blocking it at the edge here, so I guess I can't see this one. This one I can see. This is the attack. Uh-oh, this is the event I've been dreading. That I've heard is really bad because it makes all the swines go on the board. Okay, this could be the end of the game. I mean, I guess it's got to be beatable, right? And Ryan asks, do you guys trick or treat in your neighborhood? And the answer is yes, we do. We're all going to be Sonic the Hedgehog in our family. My daughter is going to be Sonic himself because she has to be the superstar. I'm going to be Knuckles. My wife is Tails. And Rob Bob is going to be Dr. Robotnik. We're going to be a Sonic family. And probably the majority of my neighbors won't even know who we are because a lot of them are older folks. We're probably not in touch with Sega Genesis games. But some of them will get it. Last year we actually saw a young couple, probably in their 20s, who were dressed as I can't remember. One of them I think was Chun-Li, and what was the guy? I don't remember who the guy was, but I think they were. I think she was Chun-Li. So I don't know. At least I knew. At least somebody knows video games. Anyway, what the heck was I doing? The attack event. Ryan says in El Dorado, there's one street where everyone goes. I always wonder if real estate people tell them that when they move it. Oh, like have the good candy or something like that. Okay, the attack. Okay, this is going to be really nasty, guys. We're going to need that lantern. Okay, I'm going to have to manually focus so we can read this. That's the wrong thing. Let's zoom. Place all swine creatures not on map into play. Place on revealed hex. They're all going on the revealed hex. Wait, where the heck was that? I moved it. Was it 9? I think it was 9, right? Or was it 11? I think it was 9. All swine creatures will make on map make one move toward any household character and will attack if on same hex. Normal turns continue. Excuse me. As an event on phase 2, all swine creatures will advance towards household characters. There is no drawing cards to move. Okay. Stop or disappear will not happen. Swine creatures that enter play through noise during this event always advance with this event. Swine creatures that enter play through noise during the... Okay, they always advance, meaning they always walk to me and try to kill me. Event will continue every turn until all swine creatures on map have been removed, or an event occurs that removes them from the map. After event revealed, discard from game, remove all noise tiles from map next numbered event along with noise discards are shuffled to make a new noise deck. Okay. So this is going to be nasty, but we're going to put the next event card in the deck that we're going to reshuffle. That's the Subterranean Pit. I'll suggest to focus again. Okay, that's pretty good. But yeah, we gotta. Oof, it's going to be nasty. Wait, do I discard the other noises that are on the board? Did I say that? Remove all noise tiles from the board. Okay. So I think I revealed that on 9. So I'm going to have to put them on 9. It's going to be crazy. But I discard the others, meaning actually one of them is one of the events. So that the event actually is not going to happen this game. That's interesting because the other event triggered the discarding of that noise. Oh wait, it would actually. Oh, it would discard, but it's not. It's going to get reshuffled back in, right? That's right. So it's not out of the game. The attack is out of the game, though. So that's 3 events out of 9. So if you go by that, then this game is. I've been streaming for about 2 hours. That means the stream is going to take 6 hours. It's possible it's going to speed up, though. It's possible the swine army that I'm about to face will murder me right now. This is going to be nuts. So how many swine are there? Jesus Christ. I don't think I'm going to have enough blocks, though. But that's okay. I might just use something else for the swine. Maybe dice. But let's see how many there are. 2, 4, 6, 8. Which of these pigs do we appreciate? I don't know. I got nothing. 10, 12. Let's make some bacon, right, guys? 13. Is that it? Does the thing count? I guess probably not, right? Unless it explicitly mentions the thing. Didn't mention the thing, right? No, just swine creatures. Okay, so 13. That can't be a coincidence, the number. Number of swine. 13. Oh my god. Because this is too fiddly, I'm going to use dice. Okay. So they all are going to appear at 9, using the rules of if it's full, they go adjacent, basically. Ryan says it's like a block party all night. Oh, at the street in El Dorado. If you moved in and didn't know and didn't like Halloween, you'd be mad. Ryan said, remember for like 2 years, bacon was the coolest thing ever. I feel like it was longer than that. People are like, oh my god, bacon. Everything tastes better with bacon. That was the joke. Everything tastes better with bacon. But I love bacon. I make it on every weekend, pretty much. When Rob Bob's not here, he misses out on bacon. Alright, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use the dice. The 2 means 2 swine in the space, and the 1 means 1, just because this is getting a little crazy. So there's 2 on the 9. I have to put down 13 worth. Bread. Alright, it's an old. If Brian's still here, I don't know if he is. That's kind of an old inside joke. When you're just kind of puzzled, you say bread. And I don't even remember the origin of it anymore, but it's a thing we used to do. But now I can put in adjacent spaces all of the other swine. There has to be, because there's 13, that means 6 groups of 2 and then 1 extra. So they can move 5 spaces. Can they jump on me right away? That's the question. Yes, they can jump on the recluse. This might be cheaty, but I think what I could do is put the 1 right here, and then I could have the 1 be the one the one that attacks first. So I'll be cheesy and do that. I don't think it's out of the rules. And Ryan's gonna say, "Oh no, that guy again. He didn't have enough swine tokens unwashed." No, I have all these things. I just think that putting them all on the board is gonna get very fiddly. So I'm gonna just keep it straightforward with the dice. But yeah, I don't have enough of these blocks. Oh, I actually have 1, 2, 3. Actually, I do have a whole bag of them right there. I could probably use the blocks if I wanted to. I'm just at this point though, with this many, I'm going for maximum, you know, ease of use at the moment. So we have 1. Oh, what do we have? 8, 9, 11, and then we have to put the last 3. Yeah, I guess is the only way you can do it Just a matter, because you have to put them in adjacent spaces if there's overspill, and there's 6 spaces surrounding the central one, right? So it's just a question of where do you want to put the one. So I'm putting the one in the front because I'm hoping that means I can I can kind of cheese it and deal with only the one for at least one combat. It's gonna get nasty though, obviously. Excuse me. I mean, the lantern has to come out now, right? It's got to be the right time for it. When I reshuffle, I didn't put the subterranean pit in. That's okay. I'll shuffle now. The noise tokens. But yeah, that was the phase 1, which is the noise. But now phase 2 is activate swines, and it's said that regardless of the symbol of what the swines do, they're gonna advance and attack. So yeah. I'm thinking of my cheese tax. I think it's not going to work because the first one would attack me, and then a second guy could come and stack onto it, right? Because there are 2 swines that are allowed on this hex, so another one's going to be able to attack me anyway, I guess. I think that's how it would work. I guess the question would become, is it worth... I guess I have the choice here, right? Do I want to fight 2 of them at once, or each one separately? I can tell you what the pros and cons of that would be. This is kind of feeling a little cheaty, but I don't think it's breaking the rules. I think it's consistent with the rules. And that is, the choice is, if you look at the recluse, right, what his attack values are. 4 or 5 hits and a 6 hits 2. If there's 2 in the one fight, then he would kill them both if he rolls a 6. But I think it's probably better to have 2 rolls, like 1 and 1. So I don't know. Anyway, they're going to advance now. I'm going to say the 1 attacks first. 1, 2, 3, 4, and let's roll. So that is going to be an ordinary swine creature. He needs a 5 or 6 to hit, and the 6 does double damage. And I need a 4, 5, or 6 to hit, and the 6 does double damage. We'll do the same scheme with the dice. Black is me, and the red pip die is a swine. Let's roll. Oh, look at that. Recluse shoots him with a shotgun and kills him, and the swine totally misses. It's a 1 down. Excuse me. But that clears the way for more to come. 1, 2, 3, 4. I wonder if... I feel like it would be really cheesy if I did it. I feel like it might be possible, though. You could, like, have somebody in the rear move first, such that they block the other swines. Since I'm picking which group moves first. I don't want to get that cheesy, though. I feel like totally against the spirit of the game. Meaning because he would run out of move, right? But they would be in the way. Okay. And I don't think I'm not 100% sure it's consistent with the rules. But in any case, we have 2 swine to worry about, which I think means we roll 2 dice for them. Or do it... Let me check on that. I think I rolled 2 dice for them. Yeah, each character rolls a d6 simultaneously, so they're gonna roll 2 on me, basically, which sucks. But it is what it is, as they say. And if I roll a 6, I'll kill them both. So let's roll them. Okay, I rolled a 6 and killed them both. Unfortunately, one of them got double damage on me and the other missed. So I take 2 damage and I kill both of them. Good thing we got the ghost to heal us a little bit. That's at least helpful. But we're down to 6 health. Alright, the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Another attack. This is nuts. Same deal. 2 dice of theirs. And 1 of mine. I killed 2 of them, but unfortunately, they did a total of 3 damage to me. Oh, man. I feel like I'm doing great offensively. It's just I'm taking a lot of damage, too. I guess we're both doing great offense. So that means we're down to 1, 2, 3 health. Oh, that's not good. Okay. Can the other ones reach me this turn? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess so. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So two more groups are going to reach me this turn. Two more groups of two. That's very unfortunate because they can probably kill me right now. After look up in the rules, I think I can still play with the Recluse dead. That's when all characters die that you're done. But obviously, I wouldn't get the diary point because the diary. He's the only guy who can write in the diary. So let's hope we get some better rolls here. Okay, it looks like I missed and they hit 1. That's not good. So I'm down to 2. But I'm trying to think what happens now. I think they can't. I think nobody else can attack me this turn because of the stacking rules. Like nobody else can move on to the same hex. So I guess they're kind of like this. Oops. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess so. I guess it's time to get the hell out of Dodge. I wish I could like lock the door or board it up quick or get Night of the Living Dead with the. Ryan asks, "Do you like board games or video games better?" No, you can't make me pick one of my babies. um, they're different experiences ultimately. I like them both a lot. I'm trying to say the pros and cons of each. I think it's pretty much obvious. You know, with a board game, generally, this is a strange exception, a solo game, but generally you get to sit around with your friends, and you can have snacks and beers and talk about other things face to face, and you get to move physical components around. One of the reasons why I like board games is I spend a huge amount of time on screens anyway. This is an exception when I'm streaming because it's my work and I play video games and I, do other random internet browsing and chatting and personal projects. So sometimes it's nice where I can still play some games, but there's no screens involved. Um, and I kind of like how it's like a totally, I don't know. I feel like I won't say it's necessarily easy to make a board game, but it's like a random Joe who doesn't have a specialized skill could come up with a board game and at least make a prototype. Whereas a video game tends to be I don't know. If you want to make something that's up to sort of AAA standard, it's like possible to make on your own. But I feel like at least gameplay wise, somebody could make a board game that matches some of the better ones today. I don't know. I always think of things in the creation process because I'm a wannabe designer. So I kind of like that idea too. Like board game is like has a lower bar to entry, maybe you could say. Although there's definitely indie video game creators. Actually, going along that line of thought, I kind of like the retro gaming scene because somebody can make a game for like Atari 2600 by himself, and there's a scene around it that would respect him and buy his game and things like that. Whereas if someone like that by himself tried to make a game and sell it on Steam, it's much more difficult because on Steam the customer base would expect a you know high end game usually, if you know what I mean. I don't know, just kind of rambling. Overall, though, I used to have monthly board game meetups like that. Even before COVID, though, that has slowed down greatly. But that was always fun to do and exciting because it was an event. You get a bunch of people together and sit around and do stuff like this. I don't know if I had a point there. I guess my point is they're different, and I like them both quite a lot. But yeah, so the swines go, and now the characters go, and I think I can get the hell out of Dodge with the Recluse, but it's possible there might be a rule about pinning. It's like possible it might say in the rules that if you have swines on top of you, you can't move and you must fight. And if that's the case, I'm in serious trouble. But let's check it out. It says you must stop moving if you go onto swine, but what if you're already on them? I gotta figure that out. It just says you must stop on them. I think you can probably retreat. If you wanted to count how many hours I spent in lifetime between video and board games, I think video games would probably win though. It's kind of easier to just pick one up, right? You don't have to gather people, or even in the rare exception of solo games, solo board games, setup and stuff, and making sure you know all the rules down pat. That's it's a higher barrier to get playing, I guess. It's kind of funny. Before I was talking about the higher barrier to create a video game, but on the player side, it's a higher barrier to play a board game. Anyway, I think I can move away because it only says they stop you when you move on to them, basically. So I'm going to go with that because I don't see anything saying otherwise. But how exactly do I want to play this? They're going to just rush in the front door in a moment anyway. And I either have to kill them all or just kind of try to wait it out until I get the disappear thing in this deck or something else makes them disappear. I guess I should hold like this. And I don't want to lose the recluse. That would be bad. I don't want to lose the dog either. Does that mean Mary has to rush to the front door and ward them off? I think again the lantern is totally justifiable, but how do I want to play that? I mean, I guess I could just step 2 spaces away, and I believe the rule said you could mix up the moving and attacking. So I think I could move, say, 2 spaces away, and throw the lantern right here, which would harm this guy and the 2 adjacent. So let me just check out lantern again. Do I have to roll for each of them, or do they just all die? I think they just all die. Yeah, 2 damage on the hex and lantern, each adjacent hex. So if I do that, the lantern's gone for the entire game, but it's, hey, what else am I saving it for, right? So I can do that and automatically take out these 6 swine. This pair would still be alive. And then maybe Mary could ward off the 2, perhaps. That's actually still kind of scary. Well, maybe I could just shotgun them from a distance in the following turn. I have to plan it right, though. And Ryan says regarding board games versus video games, he says, I think the fact that video games can be so simple and still fun is addicting is great. I have Flappy Bird on my watch and it still holds up as a fun game. Board games just can't capture that. Okay. I mean, I guess in the sense of just being able to pick it up instantly, then sure, yeah. But as far as longevity, I would say definitely board games have the longevity of Flappy Bird and beyond. By the way, thanks for watching. Everyone says there's 3 watchers. It's been kind of like that for the most part. I guess once we had 6, it kind of tapered off. I think my brother and his wife decided to bail. I'm assuming it's Ryan and Arturo being quiet and maybe Stu still, but I don't know if Stu is maybe doing his own stream there or what. But anyway, if anybody wants to say hi in the chat, you're more than welcome to. It doesn't have to be just me and Ryan chatting. Anyway, yeah, so my plan's going to be, so I can move 5 with Reckless, right? I'm going to move 2, do the lantern thing, kill those 3 groups. There's still this, excuse me, I talk too much in it. Hey, it is Arturo. There he is. How's it going, Arturo? I want to be distant enough so the next group can't get me next turn, though, right? So they're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't want to be here. I want to be away from there. So if I go 1, 2, and do the lantern, I can still go 3, 4, 5, and be safe, and then close to the diary for the next turn. And then I'll just shotgun them when they come in the door, I guess. Yeah, maybe Mary will kind of go like here. Is that a wall there? Yeah, there's a wall there. I don't know. I think I screwed this up earlier because there's a wall here. I couldn't even see it when I was making them go towards. I don't know. Let's not worry about that. Worry about the past. But there is a wall right here. But yeah, I definitely think it would be cool if I ever decide to do a small crafting project to make these blocks have like the label of what each of these standees on them. Then I can just use the blocks. Arturo being silent. Yeah, I know you will because I don't know. You're not always silent. You used to chat a ton. Maybe it depends on the kind of game that we play, or maybe depends on how you're watching. Like if you're on your phone or something, it's maybe you're less inclined to type. All right. So what the hell am I doing? I guess my point was I'm gonna lantern them and then retreat and try to blow blow the guy's heads off with a shotgun, but try to get Mary to bear the brunt of the melee if possible. The ensuing melee, because I might not hit them. I could miss. All right, let's get going. Let's stop talking and get on with the action. So let's do it. We're gonna go 1, 2, and then the one shot fireball goes. That was some nasty lantern, right? These are all dead. 6 swine people are now sizzling piles of bacon and ham. um, okay. Let me plan this out. I want to make sure Mary can attract them, but we're also going to have, excuse me, the clear line of sight so he can shotgun them as they come in. I don't know if it's possible right now, actually. But when they move, they're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And as long as they can't attack me that turn, I think it's pretty safe. Okay. So he's going to go 3, 4, 5. She's going to go 1, 2. And I guess the doggo's going to stay put. I don't know. He's doing good just looking in the window. Jalapeno pumpkin seeds does sound interesting. I put jalapeno in my omelet today. I made, this morning I made bacon and 3 egg omelets for me and my wife. My daughter didn't want eggs, and Rob was with his mom. I just made oatmeal for my daughter. I'm kind of I'm the designated breakfast maker in my house, especially on weekends. Uh, Usually there's a lot of bacon and eggs and oatmeal involved. And my wife is doing a CSA thing, a community, one of those community farm things where you get a share. So we've had so many jalapenos and also bell peppers and a bunch of vegetables I don't know what the hell to do with. So she makes some random things sometimes. But we've had so many vegetables that have rotted because it's hard to keep up. Way too many lost eggplants. It's very sad, but it's difficult to keep up with all those veggies. All right, so I guess, yeah, Doggo's going to keep doing his look in the window thing because that's what he likes to do. But we're set up for the next turn, I think, to blow away the remaining swine. But yeah, I'm surprised we got through this, man. I mean, our poor dude here is almost dead, the recluse, but he did a great job of fighting them off, I think. Bravo. And yeah, right now Mary is the only one with any health, pretty much. Okay, so that was that turn. That's the whole turn. It's over. Next up. Oh, look, we got the shuffle card. It's the first time I'm seeing that. So we have we get a new noise, then the swine they will advance, and then we have to shuffle at the end of the turn the whole deck for what that's worth. Okay, so swine advance then. Oh, let's do the noise first. The noise appears at 7, which is in the cellar. Something is moving in the cellar. Okay. Swine advance. What can I say? It would be cool if the dog could distract him in the window and they try to smash in the window. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or just give an Overwatch. That's a feature from the game Space Hulk I was referencing, where if an enemy steps into your line of fire, you can shoot as a reaction, even though it's not your turn. But you have to set them up for Overwatch, so they're like waiting with their guns. Ryan says, you seem to like more sophisticated games, Mark. Board, NetHack, etc. Do you like simple one-button games like Endless Runners? Oh yeah, of course. I mean, yeah, I sure do. I mean, you know, I play old school arcade games and stuff. I don't know if you would consider some of them sophisticated. I guess you could, like Pac-Man and stuff. What I like about games like Pac-Man is it's extremely simple, but to get really good is it's you know, you have to like learn the nuances and practice a lot and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm playing a lot of simple games all the time. I don't play many phone games anymore because I don't commute. That used to be my thing on the train. I would play games on my phone, but I do a lot less of that now. And a lot of yeah, I played Endless Runners and stuff. Um, I actually have on Wii U. When I got my son Wii U in 2012, there was a cool runner game. Forget what it was called. I think it was literally called Runner 2 or something like that. Bit Trip Runner 2 was it? Anyway, um, so yeah, now swine have moved, so it is our turn to attack. First things first, let's shoot with the shotgun. So that's one die. A roll of a 6 will kill them both. Oh, I missed them all, unfortunately. That sucks. Okay, so much for that. I guess Mary's gonna have to be the defender. Just try to bear the blunt of the brunt of their blows while I shoot with the shotgun. But I have to plan this so that she's out of the way so I can actually shoot. So I didn't think that far ahead before. How am I gonna do that? I still have the moves that I can do with our man in the recluse here. Let's zoom in since all the action's in this one area right now. What is happening? Oh, this might be a terrible idea, but I didn't think of it before. Here we go. Light on the phone. It doesn't let me do it. Why not? Oh, what did I just do? I'm like, I don't know how to use my phone. Okay, never mind. Should be able to turn that on, but it's just not doing anything. Huh. Okay, so here we are. I think I'm gonna try the lamp again, because the glare was in a different area. No, that's worse. We were saying. I don't know. This is impossible to get to look. Okay, back to that. Okay. You say bacon you can leave out for a week and eat it. I don't know if I'd try that. My wife thinks the same, like because it's kind of very dry and very salty that you could probably just leave it out forever. But I don't know. One time we left bacon out overnight and we were having that discussion, and I won. I said let's just toss it. Do you really want to risk it, risk our lives for a little bit of bacon, or risk getting sick? I mean, I know like beef jerky is kind of similar. It's so dry and it can last a while, but I don't know. I don't want to play with it if I'm not sure. Think it is what it is at this point. What, the lighting? Yeah, as far as the visibility and all that. All right. I mean, yeah, it is what it is. Okay, so let's plan this though. I want to be able to shoot while Mary can bear the brunt of the melee attack. So let me move these ugly pieces away so I can plan better. Because I can't see the damn hexes. All right, let's move these blocks away altogether. Okay, so we know they're here. These are our two guys. We got Mary and Recluse. So yeah, I guess if she just stays there, right? He's gonna go attack her 1, 2, 3, and jump on her. So I just have to make sure that Recluse is farther away than 3 spaces. And oh, then he can't attack with a shot. Well, he can advance though and shoot, right? I guess that would have to be it. He'd have to advance and shoot next turn. All right, so let's go with that. And again, if they're equidistant, I don't know how we resolve that. So I decided to assume that it's going to be a coin flip. Oh, Ryan said that he was being funny. He would 100% throw out overnight bacon. Okay. Well, I mean, there is a case that could be made that, it's like, if it's like really dry, like jerky, maybe it's not that dry though, right? I don't know. And very salty. But yeah, let's see. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. And so we got to be farther than 3, I guess. 1, 2. But really, we just have to be such that when he's here, we're farther than 1 away. So I guess I guess the recluse could be here. Let's go with that. The recluse is going to go here. Let's get his piece back on. And Ryan said his punk band name would be Overnight Bacon. I don't know if I said that before. Okay, Mary's gonna be the lure, and hopefully her 5 hit points can endure. And I guess that's his turn. Doggo is gonna keep just barking at the window. That's what he likes to do. So next turn. I'm supposed to shuffle these cards, so let me do that. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Do the shuffle, truffle. Truffle, shuffle. Not truffle, truffle. Alright, I'm glad you're talking, Arturo. Because you make me afraid that you're like working on Tag Manager or something. Like, come on, you shouldn't be doing that on Saturday night. Alright. So, next card is we get Reveal. Reveal, and look, the swine stopped, so I can just shoot him. Oh no, with the special attack event, they never stop, it said. The ones that were summoned from the event never stop. Or it's while the event is in effect, I guess. All of them. Whatever. Anyway, we're going to reveal what's in the cellar. What's in the cellar? The cellar is the safest place. We're in the dark again. Like we're playing Saturday Night Vectrex in the dark. It is one swine in the cellar. Just one. Okay. I can handle one basement swine. Swine advance, and they all advance regardless of this thing. Ryan said, seeing it close up, I like that art more. Okay, yeah, so maybe you'd have to be in person because it, looks closer in person, Oh man. I just realized this damn swine, I think he can reach me. He can go up the stairs. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, let me see these freaking hexes. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh crap, he can. This newly appeared swine can attack this turn, unfortunately, given the placement of my guy here. So that sucks. He could die right now. At least it's only one guy though. So it's less likely to kill him. Yeah, I don't know. I wonder if I could I mean I could even increase the resolution. Like on YouTube I'm streaming at 1080p, but I could actually go even higher. It's just that we would have a greater lag time in the chat. And also I can make this window a little bit bigger if that helps. I don't know. Should have done that to begin with, but part of it is its lighting though, because it would be clearer if I could get it to be lit up and not glaring. But I know we have to say it kind of is what it is at this point. I gotta look into the lighting issue of board games in general, because I feel like I can do better. Alright, so, yeah. Okay, so the swine move and attack, I'll just go through them sequentially. So this guy's gonna leap onto Mary. 2 of them are leaping onto Mary. Let's see what happens. Can she fight him off? She needs a 6 to even hit. I feel like everything looks even worse than before, though. What happened? It's like, am I going nuts here? It's like, I think they're like darker than they were before. You can't even see the dice pretty much. Oh, hold on. What's my ISO setting on the phone? There, it got low. I don't know what happened. That's better. So the phone just keeps auto-adjusting stuff. ISO is how much light you let into the camera. And that setting was very low, even though it was higher before. It decided to auto-adjust or something, I don't know. But now you can see it a little better at least. So yeah, 2 swine dice and their usual 5 or 6 hit is in effect, and they lost a die. And 6 is double. And meanwhile, Mary only hits once if you roll a 6. Need to leave it like I had. You mean it's worse right now with the phone letting more light in? I thought it looks better. What it was like a moment ago was like this. It's like ISO about 300. Like this? You like that better? What about a happy medium? Let's go at about 800. I'm just gonna go with this. Okay, let's roll well. We gotta just get lucky here. Okay, Mary misses. This swine misses. And this one, no, before. Oh, before when? I don't know when before was. I'm gonna do this. You tell me if it sucks. Okay, that's what we're doing. All right. So unfortunately, one of the swine hit twice. So Mary's down to 3 life. If you look at her status sheet here, everybody's pretty low in life, but Mary's doing the best. Yeah, the lag in the chat makes. I know what you mean. It makes it hard to say when you're like, oh no, before it looked good. And like, wait, wish before. All right, so not looking so great here. I'm just hoping we get like one of these things that clears everybody or something. But unfortunately, the cellar swine comes up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I imagine it's like, remember Night of the Living Dead? That's a reference point for everything, Ryan. When Ben is fighting off that kind of final zombie siege at the end, and then all of a sudden the Karen zombie comes out of the cellar. He's like, "Holy crap! I gotta deal with her too." He doesn't say anything, but you can see in his reaction. He just kind of shoves her or throws her. Anyway, yeah. So the single swine's attacking the recluse. He could kill him if he rolls a 6. So hopefully that doesn't happen. All right, come on. No sixes, no sixes, no whammies. Okay, they both miss. All right, I'll take it. I'd rather have killed him, but we've got 3 swine in the house. Everybody's almost dead. Not looking great. Um, hmm. Okay, I mean, Mary can fight the pair of them again. I'm just afraid of getting the dog killed, so I don't want to involve him. I don't know. But I'm thinking is Mary will fight the pair again. Uh, Recluse will step away. Well, let's think it through. If Mary doesn't kill, well, she can't kill both. If he doesn't hit any of them, maybe he'll step away and blast the pair of them with his shotgun. And then next turn, this guy will probably attack him, and he has to kind of pray a little bit. I could have the dog throw himself in the way to protect the recluse. It's probably better to lose the dog than the recluse. On the other hand, the dog is closer to dying, right? So I don't know. I guess the dog is more disposable. I can't. It's way better to lose him than the recluse. Although part of me feels bad because it's dog. It's innocent doggo. Come on. So what I could do is I can plan this such that the dog is the closer target, and then the swine will go to the dog. But hopefully he can blast things with his shotgun still. So let's do that, I guess. Why don't we get Mary versus the piggies out of the way first? I guess. Oh, I guess I don't have to make her fight them now. She could step away and let them come to her. Is that better just to avoid more damage against her? And Ryan says he said it takes 1 hit to kill the pig. Why are they still attacking? Because I haven't hit him. What do you mean? I haven't hit any of these ones that are here. Let's see. We're talking about a die roll that I like kind of glossed over mistakenly. That was a hit, and I wasn't thinking or something. I don't know. But unless you can convince me of that, I'm going to assume I didn't kill them. And I'm thinking Mary's going to step away. And I'm wondering, can I shotgun? I don't think the rules say I can't, but can I shotgun pigs who are on the same space as a friendly person? I don't remember the rules saying anything about worrying about friendly fire or something like that, so I'm going to assume I can do that. Although that would be an interesting little optional rule, maybe, to make it more challenging. Uh, so yeah. I guess the dog is going to come to intervene and be a hero. Let's do that first, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everything's falling around. Um, Mary's gonna step away to let the pigs come to her. She doesn't want to invite 2 die rolls against her for an extra time. Um, Sorry for being sloppy here. But yeah, he's gonna move. It's getting pretty crazy, isn't it? 1, 2, 3. Do I want to move another? Actually, is that even line of sight? Right. Well, right now there's people blocking it, but I guess when the pigs move on to her, there it's probably okay. Yeah, let's go with that. Okay. So he's gonna blast the pair with. Oh, he can't do it this turn. That's the thing. Shoot. All right, let's make her actually move here, and that way he has a line of sight to blast the pigs this turn, and she's off of them, so at least they have to go to her next turn, I guess. Over here. Okay, so he's gonna blast with a shotgun. Alright, so the shotgun blast, let's hope we roll okay. 4, 5, or 6 will kill one. Actually, 6 will kill both of them. Yeah! 2 pigs go down. Bacon for all tomorrow. I know I'm being a hipster about bacon, right? But that's cool. Only 1 pig left. So that's all the heroes moving. And so next turn, we have noise. And pig is advanced. Yeah, we have to hope the dog can survive another round of attacks. He might go down this turn. But we get a new noise, which is at 7. Again, the cellar is suddenly spawning things. Like maybe some pit to hell opened up in the cellar. Excuse me. And that's a concern, but yeah. So I'm trying to let me look at I killed all of the swine from the event. This one spawned extra. Does the event still continue now, or is it over? The event of the attack of it, right? So let me look into that. The event continues until all swine creatures on the map have been removed, or an event occurs that removes them from the map. So it's still the attack, even though this swine did not come from the attack. So wouldn't the dice roll right next to the dice roll not matter? It takes 1 hit to kill them, right? So the die roll can be a miss, right? So if I roll with say the recluse, if I roll a 1, 2, or 3, it's a miss and nobody dies. If I roll a 4 or a 5, I kill. If I roll a 6, I do 2 damage or kill 2 swine in the same hex, basically. Hopefully that clarifies. But yeah, so these guys have to go. I have to unfortunately, excuse me, I have to unfortunately risk the dog right now. This could be the end of him. Please, swine, roll badly, or please at least it will be an amazing moment if the dog will go down fighting and kill the swine at the same time. That would be amazing. All right, here we go, folks. It is Pepper versus the Swine Man. Pepper needs. Let me get that die that ran away. Pepper needs a 5 or 6 to kill it, and vice versa. The swine needs 5 or 6 to kill Pepper. I'm really scared for Pepper, guys. I'm really afraid. Come on, Pepper. Do it. Oh no! Pepper goes down. Pepper's gone, guys. And he didn't take down the swine with him. So long, Pepper. You were a hero. You will be buried with full honors. Rip Pepper. Ryan said that it seems like you should give them hit points if you can roll and miss. Oh, then you'd have to keep track of hit points of every swine, right? Like it's like they all have 1 hit point, but you can miss. It makes it simple. All right, poor Pepper. I feel really bad, but it was the best gamble, I think. All right, so we have to deal with this 1 swine still. We should be able to take him out between Mary and the shotgun, I think. But yeah, we move right now. Yeah, we want to shotgun him, but I'm trying to think if I want to move first. Could I move to the diary space? I can't because there's a wall right there. I can move closer to it, head in that direction, I guess. Why don't I do the attack first and see what happens, then I'll think about moving. Yeah, poor Pepper. I could just throw Mary at her. Sorry, throw Mary at the pig, and if she's lucky and rolls a 6, I can move the recluse to the diary right now. Nah, that doesn't really make sense because she could get hurt then, right? Let's do the shotgun attack. So 4, 5, or 6, and he kills the swine. 2. Okay. All right. I guess I'm just gonna have Mary lure him again, and then try to keep picking him off with the shotgun. So he's gonna go closer. Right now, they're right now Recluse is 2 away and Mary is 3 away. So why don't I do something like just move Mary so she's 1 away, and you can zoom in a little bit. Have fun with that. Focus looking. Okay. Yeah, I'll go with that plan. But that's the end of the turn, and the stupid event is still in effect. That's kind of what's scary because if more pigs arise, the event is still gonna be in effect. I just want to kill that pig and end it. And Ryan says, remember the priest's goatee? Yes, I remember in Night of the Living Dead 30th anniversary. Okay, we have another noise. The noise appears at 3. Oh, where's 3? Oh, over here. Alright, the pigs advance. They're going to attack Mary. Mary rolls 1 die and needs a 6. And the usual pig thing is 5 or 6 hits. Oh, man. Okay, the pig hits Mary, and Mary doesn't hit the pig. Jeez. Okay, at least that's all the pig's advancements for the turn. Now it's our turn. Let's shotgun him again. Here we go. I've got to roll a 4, 5, or 6, right? One of these days. Get him, Recluse. Oh, come on, a 2. Okay. I guess we're gonna do the same thing. She's gonna step away just to make him come to her. And blah. Yeah, let's keep going with that. If I wanted to just maximize the chance of finishing, I could just have her do another attack now, but she's just so low on hit points. Everybody's low on hit points. Ah, damn it. Alright, I'll just keep doing it this way. Next turn then. Another noise. So what are you leading to here about the goatee, Ryan? The 90s goatee in 1968. Nothing. I mean, I guess probably some people had goatees in 1968. At least the noise thing was nothing, right? Alright, anyway, it was a big nothing burger. Here we go, attack again. If I roll a 6, she will get killed because that's a double hit. Oh, I would hate to lose her too. Okay, they both missed. Okay, am I lined in the line of sight anymore? I guess I probably am. It's hard to tell exactly, and I could probably nitpick like the pixels, so to speak, but I'm just gonna say it's still line of sight. And therefore we're shotgunning again. 4, 5, or 6 will do it. Yeah, finally. It was one of those intense moments, and then he gets a direct shot. His porcine brains explode everywhere. Okay. Now can we take a breather? The event is done. Whew. And we really need one of those healing kind of things now. But unfortunately, we can't do anything about Pepper. She won't come back from the dead. Or he. And Ryan says, I'm glad you watched it because it motivated me to watch it. Oh, I don't know, man. I feel like I just inflicted pain on you. The same pain I felt. But we have these 2 noises on the board right now. Still a lot of events to go through. I could be here till like 1 a.m. Alright, I'll just try to go fast, I guess. I guess there's one less character for me to move, right? So we have another noise. And that appears at 10. Is it this one? No, it's 3. I feel like I rolled 10 a lot, but I always have trouble finding it. It's right by this window where poor Pepper used to like to look out for the bad guys. Very sad. Okay, no pigs to move. I guess Mary can take the place of Pepper and look right out that window, and oh, I'm gonna cheat a little bit. I should have moved him after shotgunning, because he didn't move yet. So I'm gonna say he went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and went to the diary space. That way he can do that now. But she's gonna go over here. She can reach that with her move, and so she looks out the window. She gets add 3 noise. Oh boy. Okay, let's do it. 3 noise. First one is at 11, which she probably should be seeing immediately because of the line of sight. Next one is at 8, which is in the cellar. Let's just drop a bomb down in the cellar. Third noise is also at 8. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah, I just want to drop a bomb in the cellar, like I'm saying. And Mr. Recluse gets back to writing. Oh man, you wouldn't believe what happened. I missed this pig's head so many times, and my poor doggo got eaten by one of them or something. They're just mauled to death. But we're going to advance it here. I mean, I felt like we were really zooming along the track, but then he had to step off the space to help with his shotgun. Uh, was there anything else? Oh yeah, she can see this noise, and let's see what it is. It is sleep. That's where I'm a Viking. Sleep. Removed from play after first activation. Alright, so I think it's we all go to sleep. Everything clears, we rest up. But I just wish Pepper could have hung in there for the sleep. Man, that's so sad. Getting attached to my piece of cardboard dog. Sleep says... Oh, it's not one of the events per se. It's just a noise thing, but you remove it from play once you use it. Okay, so what is sleep? That's where I'm a Viking. I already used that joke. All noise tiles. Yeah, it's what I have the manual focus so you can't read it. All noise tiles, any swine, creatures, love and or thing is removed from map. Recluse, Pepper, and Mary are placed on their starting spaces, except not Pepper. Waking up from sleep. The top card of the Borderland deck is discarded. Top revealed number is amount of days of sleep. And life returns to each character. The noise tiles are shuffled with discards to make a new pile. Noise roll is made to place a new noise. Turn continues. Okay. So what that means is we're going to see how many days we fell asleep for, and that's 1. Oh man, I wanted more than 1. But we clear the noises. The sleep is gone. It doesn't get shuffled back in. We return to our starting spaces, which he was already at. And she was not already at, but pretty close to. Yeah, I wish we got more than 1. Man. We have 3 life each. Pepper is enjoying the eternal sleep, says Ryan. Yeah. All dogs go to heaven, though, right? I mean, he would definitely earn, like, if there was a doggy Valhalla or something, he went out as a warrior. Very brave. He saved his master because I, controlling all of them, decided he's more valuable. That the master is more valuable than the dog. Alright. Okay, I said I'd place another noise right away, so let's do it. And that is at 5. Here's 5. That's where I just placed it at 5. We move. Let's just write in the diary. So we're over here, which means we have how many to go? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then we have to do the 10th one too. I'm not sure. We'll worry about that later. I think it should just be an instant win when you get the diary written, or it should be worth more points than just one. Okay, so do we want to move Mary? I don't know. Should we make her go in that trusty window that's been working out for us? Sure, why not, I guess. 1, 2, 3, I think. And then next turn, we roll a die. 4, 5, or 6 is a noise, I think, and 3 or 4, no, 2, 3 was revealed. I don't know, I'm pretty sure 5 was a noise, so we'll go with that. The noise goes where? That's 7. Down in the basement again. Pigs move, nope. We move, let's just diary it. And next turn, again we roll the die. 5, that is another noise. I feel like we haven't seen too much of the Borderland yet, just that one time we went there. That die didn't want to stop. It's at 10. Right here. So she's immediately going to see it out the window. And that is a big pile of nothing burger. Okay. Yeah, now let's advance the diary again. Keep going. Nothing. And also we clear all swine, but there are no swine. Let's write in the diary again. Keep going. Okay, we reveal one now. Do we want to reveal the cellar or the pit? I feel like the cellar can be an imminent threat very quickly. I think I'm going to go with this one. It is 4 swine. 2, and then another 2 adjacent. I'll go with this one, I guess. This is supposed to be a wall anyway, I don't even know. I guess the center part is not a wall. We can call it okay. Okay, so we got more piggies to deal with. But we have the pig stop thing, the stop sign, so they don't move this turn, basically. And now the people can go. Yeah, so what path are they going to take? They're going to try to go through this door, I believe. So we might want to get ready for that. I think he's going to write in his diary as usual. And let me show you where we're at with that. We've been going very quickly suddenly again. So we are now at this marker. Getting close. We have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. I think it said you have to go to 25. So let me count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 20. Did I count right? Because this would be 24. Must have miscounted. Oh, this is 1. So I think I cheated because this is 1. I thought it was 0 that we were starting with. In other words, I think I'm 1 back because he started 0. Okay, so man, this game's rough. I guess Mary will get ready for them to come in this place. Probably he wants a shotgun, really. I don't know. Sorry, I've got this covering the screen. If mommy's purse didn't belong in the microwave, why did it fit? What are you quoting, Ryan? Is that? I want to do Ralph Wiggum, but I don't know if that's what it is. Okay, let's start moving Mary, I guess. 2, 3, 4. We'll see what we do with her next turn, I suppose. And now it's next turn. Reveal again. Uh-oh. Okay, we reveal the noise in the cellar. It is the subterranean pit, appropriately in the cellar. That's a special event. That is event 5. of 9. The ninth one just ended the game immediately, so we're more than halfway done, I guess. Okay, let's check out the subterranean pit in the rule book. Let's try to get a focus on this because this is interesting. Place 1 question mark token. Oh, this is one of the question marks that give you a point. Remember, there's a maximum of 7 points. Each person surviving is a point. Completing the diary is a point. And each of the 3 question marks is a point. So place 1 question mark token in the subterranean hex number 5. What does that mean? Oh, the pit area? Yeah, it means where these pigs are over here. Okay. Sorry. Place 2 noise on top of it. Recluse must investigate this hex, moving upon it to earn the question mark token. When earned, the recluse has learned something regarding the pit and places the question token on the life sheet as one of the game's victory points. The recluse has found a passage that connects the cellars from the subterranean caverns and can now move between the 2 on the hex with arrows. When the event is revealed, discard from game, remove all noise from map except 2 subterranean noise just placed. Next numbered event along with the noise discards are shuffled to make new noise deck. Okay. Ugh. Let's fix the focus again. Okay. I did a Ralph voice. I don't remember that quote. That's the only thing. Okay, so subterranean pit is out of the game, but we have to put the question mark on number 5, which already is where 2 piggies are. And now we put the next event, which is called the Sea of Sleep. Oh, sleep is great in this game, so I think that's a good thing. It's like everything disappears from the map and you heal up. So you probably want to get this one. But I don't know what it does yet. I think I glanced at it and it is kind of like what I said. If it brought Pepper back, it would make me very happy though. But I think we need to get into the movie cemetery, Pet Cemetery for that to happen. Okay, let's move on. What are we doing? 2 noise on number 5. Oh boy. Okay, I don't know how we're going to do this. There's already a quartet of piggies. We don't have a lantern anymore. I guess we got to shotgun blast them. I don't know. Should I just wait for them to come to me though? It does seem like there's often it's often beneficial to just wait it out because things can make them disappear. If you go out and hunt them, you might be wasting, your effort. You could have been just, well, for one thing, you can get hurt or killed, and you can also have been writing in your diary in the meantime. All right. Yeah. So the pigs move actually first before my characters do. So they can move 5, and the trees count as 2. They're gonna move pretty fast though, regardless. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that's about correct. So the next turn they're going to be like what? 1, 2, 3, 4, right here. Wow, I should be waiting for them with a shotgun aimed at them, I think. But I mean, I can move and then shotgun. So I can just write in the diary this turn, I suppose. So let's do it. Diary again. Now we are here. Okay. So next turn. Wait, the pigs didn't. I got the stop sign, so they didn't move. Sorry, they're back to where they were. The pigs obey stop signs. Okay, yeah, so next turn. Oh, look at that. Pigs vanish and no new, noise. Works for me. See, that's again why it's good to kind of not go after them because they're very prone to just disappearing on their own. Okay, well, I mean, now we can go out to the quest, so to speak. Or again, there's things that can make noises disappear as well. Should we just wait it out some more? Maybe that's another thing about this game. It doesn't encourage going out of the house much. I mean, in this case, there is a question mark that I'm encouraged to get, but I can also just, again, wait it out for to handle the noises at least. I don't know. So I can't see through the trees, we said. So that means I would have to actually get right on top of the noise to see it. And oh, actually, I'm wondering if this place here might be the only entry exit from the pit. I'm not sure. Let me check. I might have been doing it a little wrong. Well, it's getting late. Maybe I should not look up rules technicalities and just go with it. The pit has that dot. What is that? Does that connect to something else, or does that just indicate? I know I know where they show the dot. In the upper right of the map, there is a pit in the gardens. The pit, the purple circle, is the entry and exit to the subterranean cavern. Ah, they can't just go through the trees here. Okay. Okay, got it. Well, now I know. Knowing it's half the battle or something. All right, that changes everything. La, la, la. I wish I could give Mary the shotgun so he could keep riding and she could fight at a level above horrible. But I don't know. It doesn't work that way. What the heck turn were we at? I mean, like phase or anything. Don't remember. Totally lost track. I think he already wrote in the diary and I was deciding where Mary wants to move, maybe? Maybe. Brian said, I think the pigmen are the real victim. They lived here before you. No, they didn't. He's actually an old man who lived here for a long time. And he just started detecting these weird goings on. And he's like losing his mind and stuff. But I guess, yeah, maybe they were in their other dimension first or whatever, in this Borderlands, as they call it. Alright, what the heck am I doing? I can't decide. I can't make decisions. I'm the president. I'm just staying put because my brain's not working too well. I might have to call this in like 20 minutes or so. I'm just getting too tired and I can't stay up super late. But let's say that's my move. The next turn. We have noise and shuffle. Okay. So a new noise. It's a 4. Where is the 4? Over here. So I'm thinking now, if I do go in here, I guess I have to go in between these. These are probably the walls, right? So I'd have to kind of squeeze between those. There's a lot of stuff going on down there at the moment. Okay, now we move again. Should I just keep riding? I don't care. I'm gonna have Mary go in the pit while he keeps riding. It's not a thought out action. Not a thought out plan at all. 2, 3. Does that make sense? So he's the one who gets the question mark. She can't get it. I'll finish writing the diary. I'm getting close. And then he's going to go out and hunt them. For now, we're just going to sit still. Stand pat. What's the term? So now we got to shuffle. Apparently there's an arena in the Borderlands. And event 8 here is the thing from the arena. Big men victims. Okay. So oh, I didn't do the arena the diary writing, so let's do that. We're now at the corner piece. And we just have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next up, we roll a die to see what happens noise-wise. 2 is, I believe, Was that nothing or a... I think it's a reveal, actually. Two is reveal. Okay, let's reveal one of them. Doesn't matter a heck of a lot which. This guy. This is one big man. Okay. And now we have the advance icon, so they're gonna advance. They're gonna come for me. They're coming for you, Barbara. Okay. One big man coming right up. We're gonna write in the diary. Stand back. You guys have farm fresh veggies on Long Island? That's right. Yes, we do. Yeah, there's actually a lot of farms, mostly out east on the island. But there's a small one by us that we get the CSA shares from. Okay, let's keep going. This one is nothing and pigs vanish. Woohoo! See you later, pig. Let's keep riding. We're almost there. Check it out. 3 more to go. I'm just going to keep doing that, and then I'm going to go out and do dangerous things. Yeah, so next turn, noise, and advanced piggies if there are any. Noise appears at 8. 8 is in the cellar. Oh, dangerous. So if this was to become a pig person, it could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so it couldn't kill anybody. It couldn't get the jump on it, right? That's what I'm trying to say. So at least there's that. Okay, I'm gonna keep writing. We're 2 away on the diary track. We have another noise. 7. In the cellar again. And we're gonna keep writing 1 away. You can really do the turns fast. Now we have noise again. And that comes on 9. Which is over here. Okay, so it's starting to get a little noisy. Let's do the final writing, and we'll make her go to the window again. That's 4. She's not in the line of sight this time because of the wall, but she's ready to look at things, I guess. Sorry, did I already move the diary track? I forget. Shoot. I think I did. Alright, so next turn you can finish the diary, though. Oh, we got a reveal. Alright, let's reveal somebody. You... Oh, what about one of the ones in the pit? They're far away, right? We have 4 hogmen. I'll call them hogmen now. Give them a new name. So one is going to be on the 5, and the other will be next to him. Alright, let's finish that diary, and it is... finished. I mean, there's more stuff that's transpiring, though, right? But he's calling it done. He wrote everything he wanted to. He got it all out so that, people can find this diary in the future and learn of what happened, I guess. Yeah, Ryan says he didn't realize Long Island was so rural in some places. Yeah, it definitely is. Okay. Oh man. All right. Now let's think about. He can actually be active and shoot things. Yeah, I don't know, Ryan. Ryan says, got an alert. Stu just started streaming. How does he do it? There have been times when I've been in bed and I usually like to turn off my notifications, but sometimes I forget. And it could be like, yeah, like now or 1 a.m. and I see he's streaming something like, what the hell, Stu? Or sometimes it's in the middle of the workday at like 3 o'clock. I'm like, oh, I guess he took off today or he left work early. One time I actually joined and I said, I'm not going to pay close attention because I'm working, but I'll kind of leave you on in the background. And Arturo says he does it badly. All right, I don't know what to do here. I'm getting tired, but I feel like now that we get the diary done, at least I can go out blasting pigs with my shotgun. All right, so what do we do? Just reveal these guys? I'm losing track of what steps I'm at. No, I just finished the diary, I think. All right, let's why don't we venture out? 4. I think that's 4. I can't even see the dynamics. Next turn. Oh, look at that. This always happens to me, and it sounds like a complaint the way I said that, but it's like amazing. They just disappear all the time. Okay, the pigs are gone. I mean, I kind of like that now. The question mark gives me a reason to actually explore, though. It's like actually venture out. It definitely seems like the vast majority of the time, though, you just need to, you know, try to stretch out the time so that the pigs will just self-implode. Yeah, it's 12:30 our time. Arturo asks because it's 11:30 his time. Is it 12:30 New York time? Yeah, it's 12:30 here. Stu's in the same time zone as me. He's in New Jersey. I mean, the creator of this game said that it takes 90 minutes to 2 hours if you play the normal style. And it's probably consistent with my rule of thumb. I have a rule of thumb that every time I play a board game for the first time, you look at the box, it says the game's going to take, say 60 minutes. Double that. I always double it the first time, and it's usually accurate. So if it's going to be, per the creator of the game, 1.5 to 2 hours, then it should be 3 to 4 hours here. And we've just hit the 3 hour and a quarter mark here on the stream. Although I did like talk for like 10 minutes at first. So yeah, I think it might end at the 4 hour mark, which should be 1:15. And if my wife hears me coming to bed that late, she's gonna be pissed. But let's try to get this done. And again, I kind of lost track of we just got rid of the pigs. They disappeared. And now we're gonna have the shotgun wielding recluse actually leave the house. He's no longer a recluse, I guess. Did she see the noise here when she left? I think she did. Yeah, I guess so. So she should have flipped this. Let's see what it is. It is the Sea of Sleep. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's do the Sea of Sleep now. The Sea of Sleep. Yeah, in Mexico they have different daylight saving starts. So there's like a short period where, pretty much all our Mexican guys at work are 1 hour before New York time. But because the daylight savings adjustment is not at the same time, sometimes it's a 2 hour difference, and you just have to get used to that. It's very, very strange, this daylight saving stuff. Another weird thing is we work with a lot of people in India, and they work with half-hour increments for their time zone. So somebody could be like, to make up a number, something like 10.5 hours different from your time. It's very weird. Or 9.5. What the heck am I doing? Looking for the Sea of Sleep. I like sleep. The Sea of Sleep. All standees and noise tiles are removed from the map except Recluse. Sea of Sleep card is found and placed on the map. So we're in the Borderlands again. The other dimension, or whatever you want to call it. So we're going to look for the Sea of Sleep in the Borderlands deck. Put it down. Recluse is placed on a circular space nearest where he was standing. Effect of the first space occurs. See the Borderland effects. Kind of like what we did before. Love standee is placed on the love space. I can find the love again. Alright. Player conducts Borderland turns as normal. See below. Borderland deck is shuffled. Next card is drawn and placed adjacent to any Borderland card. Player may place it in any direction, but he must respect the card grid of the map. Sure. The recluse moves in the borderland, always moving toward card placed. See borderland movement below. Another card is placed and recluse moves again. After 3 cards have been placed, event concludes. Love does not disappear in this event. Every time recluse is on the same space, on her same space, it earns 1 life to a maximum of 9. After event, we clean up stuff. Okay. Alright, let's do it. So, everything's clear, basically. Oh, the stand needed noise anyway. The question mark remains, I guess. Okay. Oh. So now we're going to add, by the way, another event into the noise deck, the noise in the night. I mean, it's been noises all night long here anyway, right? Or was it not nighttime? Okay, let's find the who's what's it? The Sea of Sleep. I'm trying to find my dead girlfriend again. Sea of Sleep is where? Plane of Silence we already did. The Arena. Sea of Sleep. So we're going to place it here, and he's on the space closest to the hex he was on, which seems to be the love space, if I'm not mistaken. Which is, our lover is here too. Let's use this blue thing. Okay, good night, Ryan. Thanks for hanging out. It's been fun. I'll let you know later if I win. I want to try to wrap this up. We have 2 more events in the queue here, and then the luminous spec is the second one, which ends the whole game. All right, let's see. I don't totally get this Borderlands thing yet, but I don't know. So because I'm on the love space, I resolve that right away, right? So I gain 1 life. That's good. So Recluse has 4 life now. And what else? Okay, here's a random question, Arturo. What's the word for recluse in Spanish? The random curiosity I had. So, what do we do? After the first Borderland deck is shuffled. Next card is drawn and placed adjacent to any Borderland card. Okay, so we have this piece. And I'm gonna move towards a new card, is it? Yeah, for Recluse. I'm just curious. It's not a word I would have known. It's a little advanced. I only know about las cucarachas. Yeah, let me see. So it says the recluse moves in the borderland, always moving towards the card placed. How does that work? I guess, I don't know. Before I said to move to the closest space. See the borderland movement below. So it's telling me to use the general rules. Prisionero? Prisionero? That sounds like prisoner. Interesting. Oh, reo is another word for the same thing. He could be the feo reo or the reo feo. Sorry, I'm getting tired. Borderland movement. Must move the number of spaces that was on the card drawn, so he moves 1. Most reos are feo. I guess so. He must always move toward the direction of the card placed. Yeah, I think I missed that last time. I thought it said move to the closest circle. I don't know, it's confusing to me. If Recluse reaches card placed and can or cannot move further, Recluse stays on furthest space of card. Moving towards card, recluse must move to the next nearest space towards card. Okay, yeah, I get it again. Basically, I'm moving along these circles, but I'm trying to move in the direction of the last card placed. If I have a choice ever, which I don't really have right now. So I have to go one space because I drew a 1, which means I have to go to the dust space right here, which isn't good. That could be the end of us, I think. How much damage does the dust do? Maybe it's only 1. Yeah, 1, unless it says times 2. But the other 2 circles here are also dust, which doesn't bode well. But, excuse me, that means Mary's down to 2. I think it says everybody in the game goes down, right? Yeah. If all characters are at 0, subtract the diary. That's right, it says if you turn to dust in here, you don't actually die. It doesn't end your life. It's like, does something special. I'll have to check later if that happens. But unfortunately, the recluse is down to 3 as well. And now again, it says after the third card is placed, event concluded. And I always think it means after the whole resolution of moving and everything, but I don't know if I'm interpreting that wrong. Anyway, I'm going to draw the next card, and that has a pig space and a 2 move. Okay. I think the closest space is going to be the dust no matter how I place this, so that sucks. I don't know. I feel like I'm missing something with these, but I gotta go to dust again, I think. Oh man. Alright, so that means Mary's at 1 life and I'm at 2. I meaning the recluse. Okay, so that's over. So we're gonna shuffle the Borderland deck, return to starting spaces. The top Borderland card is discarded. Number on the top deck. The top deck card is revealed. This is the number of life returned to each character. Okay. And that's the number of days of sleep again. We like to take long sleeps. Okay, we're gonna shuffle Rayo Feo. Prisionero. What's the word for prisoner if it's not prisionero? Or is it just, or is there overlap? You use the same word for both? Okay, so whenever I draw here, that's the number of health we get back from resting. 3, nice. That makes up for the 2 dusts. If you look at this, back up to 5 for the recluse, and back up to 4 for Mary. Okay, that was good, I guess. Can't complain too much. So yeah, we go back to the board. Mary, and I missed my pepper, but alas. All right, now we just go back to normal. So first thing first, we do the noise card and all that stuff. We gotta shuffle again. With the noise, oops, I dropped a card. Let me pick that shit up. That goes on 3. That's at the pit, edge of the pit. And we have to shuffle later, but no pigs move, so now the characters move. Yeah, let's just go and get that damn question mark. Let's go, Mary. I guess I'll lead the way. I don't know. I keep saying I like I'm the recluse specifically. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She can go 1, 2, 3 behind him. Oh, we can stack. That's right. We can have 2 of our own guys in the same space. I'm just gonna move these away because I know who they are. And Arturo says, today I learned I thought recluse was the same as recluso in Spanish, but it is a person who lives alone and avoids going outside or talking to other people. Yes. So he's a guy who just lives in his house, and he's been, he doesn't leave the house. He's an old man. He's been like freaked out by these sounds or whatever. Or maybe he was a recluse even before the scary stuff happened. Oops. But yeah, that's his defining characteristic. Usually they don't cut their hair or bathe too much, but I guess that depends on the person. And a lot of people figuratively say they're recluses because they don't go out a lot. Like you could say I am. I'm not like, socializing out a lot. I'm streaming on Saturday nights. Streaming board games that I play by myself. In any case, we are here. Yeah, we can move together. Maybe that's a good idea. I'll try that. Until it makes sense to split up, I guess. Yeah, so that's that. It feels good to not be tied down to the diary. It's almost like he's dropping the anchor that makes him a recluse, and now he can go out into the world, into the world of evil pig creatures. But yeah, I guess this game can probably go faster once you get the hang of it. It feels like the turns can go very fast, and as long as I guess as long as you're not looking up rules all the time, you can probably play this really quickly, or fairly quickly. Because we would call that kind of people ermitaño. You mean Montaño? No, ermitaño. But formally that really means hermit. Alright. Hermit. Yeah, hermit's similar to recluse, I guess. Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to think of the distinction. A hermit usually, I think that usually implies they don't even live like with the rest of civilization, sort of. Yeah, yeah, exactly. They're isolated. But a recluse could just be someone who doesn't leave their house. Like you think of an old reclusive old lady. Maybe she only goes to church or something. Well, I think even church would disqualify them from being a recluse, perhaps. I have a neighbor who I don't know if she's a recluse, but I don't see her leaving the house much. And speaking of church, she watches church service on TV. But I don't know if she actually ever goes to church in person. So maybe she's a recluse. Anyway, what are we doing? I think it's next turn. I just shuffle. Yeah. So let's see what we get. We get noise and a shuffle card again. So noise appears at 4. Where is the 4? Over here. Oh, we're gonna have some company down there. Let's keep moving. Should we just pair up? That means we'd have to limit the move to 4. Let's keep doing that. So when do we see this guy in the line of sight? He's on 3, right? I guess because of the trees blocking distance, it would be right when we enter the pit. Sure, let's go. 1, 2, 3, or perhaps next to it? I guess next to it would work. So let's go next to it. 4. And we see one pig man, whom I can immediately shoot. Yeah, let's shoot it with the shotgun right away. Kablam! 4, 5, or 6 kills it. Missed. Dang. Excuse me. Okay, that's that turn. And I have to shuffle again because I drew the shuffle card. I'll just do a really quick one. Okay. So what do we get for the noise? We get like clockwork. All the hog people disappeared. All the pig creatures disappeared. And nothing as far as noise. So sayonara, Mr. Pig. They call me Mr. Pig. No pigs to move. So let's keep going. Let's enter the subterranean pits. 1, 2, 3. I think as soon as I step 4 here, I can see that guy. I think not actually. If you want to play it technical, it says if you use like a ruler or some kind of straight edge, the center of the hex has to see, so to speak, the other center of the hex. So let's see. Yeah, I think I don't know, they shouldn't have drawn it like this, but I think there's a tiny bit of a wall in the way, in this little wall here. Alright, so that's still a noise then, I guess. And, yeah, I guess next turn then, we have a roll of the die. And that is reveal. Alright, so I guess we're revealing this guy nonetheless. And that is 4 pigmen. So 2 go right here, and the other 2 have to go adjacent. You can go, where's the sex is weird. They don't even have the line here. I guess it's here is the next one. Okay. And we also have the advanced, so they're going to attack me right away, unfortunately. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this, let's roll that, and then we'll move that. Alright, so it's 2 on 2, which we haven't seen before. At least we have a bunch of life now. I guess I have to roll my dice separately because one of them is different. So let's roll the pigs at once though. 5 or 6 hits and 6 is double. We got 1 double hit. Okay. I guess we could split that between the 2 of us. So we'll each take 1. And I will roll the shotgun. 4, 5, or 6 hits. 6 is double. Yeah, 6 killed them both. Each barrel of the shotgun killed 1 pig. But now this guy gets to attack too, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. And same deal, pretty much. Roll the 2 dice. Hopefully they don't get any hits. 1 hit. I guess Recluse will take it. It's getting a little tricky to decide. He has 4, she has 3. I guess we'll make them equal. 3 and 3. Although he's more valuable for sure. Okay, hopefully he can shotgun him as well as he did before. Let's see what happens. He's shotgunning. He rolls a 6. I killed 2 of them again. Wow. This Recluse is badass with a shotgun. Alright, he cleared them out. Took some damage though. So that was their turn. The pig's attacking. Therefore, I can move again on this turn. So 1. Do I want to move them together? I can just have them go faster with 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It'll take 2 turns anyway. So let's move together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's that turn. Next turn, we see what happens. We get noise. And that is at 6. I can never remember where things are. Here we go. 6 is down here. So, yeah, now we can move it and get the question mark. Ta-da! That's 2. We have the question mark. We can put it on our sheet over here. You can see what this looks like. You put it over here. Ta-da! So that's a point for the end of the game. I moved to 2. I can move 2 more. Guess we'll head back out of the pit. Where do we want to go next? I don't know. Out of the pit sounds good, though. Who wants to be down in the stinky place? Okay, next turn. We got... Oh, that's too bad there's no pigs to clear. That was a little bit bad timing. We actually had to fight those 4 pigs. Alright, but at least there's no new noises, so that's good. Let's move again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the next turn, we have reveal and also the stop sign, so they don't move. And this is it's another event. The noise in the night. Uh-oh. That sounds scary to me. The noise in the night. What is the noise in the night? Noise in the night. All standees and noise tiles are removed from the map except Recluse. Borderland card. We're in the Borderland again. Borderland cards are shuffled to create a new deck. Top card is drawn and placed on map within the card line where Recluse stands. Okay, so it's not even a special starting point. Anything else different about the Borderland in this case? Must always move toward the current card place. Blah blah blah. Seems like the same deal. Alright, it's a generic Borderlands turn. So I feel like I'm still not quite getting the Borderlands, or maybe I just don't like it too much. But usually they tell you to look up a specific card for your event for the starting place. And this this time it was just any card. So that's just how it works. I don't know. All right. So we're here in the space. Where were we here? So have to go to the space closest to the hex. So I guess it's this pig space. So what does that mean? We summon a pig. I'll just use the one again. But in the Borderlands, he doesn't attack me right away, right? Yeah, I can move. Well, let me check something. What ends the event? Usually it says like after you do the third card, it would end the event, but I'm not seeing that here. The player conducts Borderland turns until all cards have been drawn, and all in capital. What? Fall card? I have to fill the whole map with these? Holy crap. Wow. Didn't expect that. Well, that's going to be brutal. I think. I guess it could be beneficial. Sometimes it's beneficial in this place. But yeah, this is a long trip into the Borderlands this time. Okay. This could take like a half hour. Okay, alright, so the swine creature comes on the space. Each phase 2 of Borderlands, swine creatures move one space. Right. Oh, so wait. Okay, so the swine creature is on top of me. I guess it attacks me then. Okay. So let's fight. Let me get this rulebook out of the way. That's crazy. I gotta explore the whole Borderlands, sort of. Okay, yeah, so he attacks me. Let's roll as usual. And we both miss. Okay, so now I move. Wait, am I supposed to play the next card? I'm always confused by the order of this stuff. Yeah, I was supposed to play the next card, I think. And this is how many. It's a. I have to look at the next one. It's a 1, so that's how many spaces I get to move. And it's the Plane of Silence card again. Yeah, I can play it so that if it's the closest, I could go to this. I don't know. I still don't feel like I know what I'm doing here. I guess I'll just put it here, because why not? Okay, so I can move 1, but I land on the dust, so everybody takes some damage. That sucks. Phase 3. Yeah. Okay. So now we repeat. I draw a card. Draw a chop roller. This time it's a 3, meaning I can move 3 spaces at least. And here's our place in the Borderland. Okay. I want to try to avoid the dust if I can. Seems difficult to do. Oh, I'm going to move 3, right? So I got to plan this out. I'm going to be going 1 because that's closest. Then 2 to the diary place, and then whatever's closest to that. I guess you can't backtrack? I guess if I put it here, then it's a matter of which one is closer. I have to get out a ruler. This one is a little ridiculous. I don't know. Like, is this closer or this one? I guess the dust is closer. Just looking at it on the screen somehow it's clearer to me that way. I don't want to go to the dust though. Is there a way I can avoid going to the dust? I'm thinking probably. Oh wait. Here's another one. Then I have to go towards the newly placed card, right? So if I put it here, I could go 1, 2, 3, and go to 1 move, whatever that means. What does 1 move mean? It says must make an additional move of 1 or 2, if any. if any place. An additional one, but I would be. I guess I'd have to go back because there's no other place to move to. Man, can I avoid dust at all here? Dust in the wind. Boop, 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 boop. I don't think I can avoid the dust. What if I put it here? Does it make a difference? I have to go down towards that. Problem is that I keep landing on the move one, and it says I have to make another move, which I guess would mean going back there because I can't move anywhere else. But I'm not sure. It's a little unclear to me. If I put it here, I would go 1, 2, 3 to dust. If I put it here, I go 1, 2, 3, then move one. Same deal. I don't know. I guess I'll just take my dust and eat it. Fine, I'll put it here. I don't know. 1, 2, 3. Dust. We have 1 life each now. This might be the end of us. Although if you die in the dust, you can somehow die in the Borderland. You can recover somehow. It said. So I'll have to look at that when it happens. Okay, so next up, we get a 2 move. And it looks like, oh god, it's all dust. The whole thing is dust. You want to see what this dust looks like, by the way. It's basically these nasty skull-looking things. Apparently in the book, the character got killed and turned into dust in the Borderland, but it was like he was okay in the real world still despite that. What am I moving to? So can I plan this in some way that I'm not going to get killed? I think I could. Let me look at what actually happens when you die from the Borderlands. If characters lose all life in Borderland, they have decayed, but will gain some life when exiting Borderland. Recluse can continue Borderland turns even if at 0 life. Gain some life. That's right. You start losing diary once you get to 0 life. Ew. So as I get into the negatives, basically, I would be undoing all my diary progress. But I don't understand how it says we'll gain some life when exiting Borderland. What is the sum? Some life. Does it say that elsewhere? I think it does. How? What is the sum life? Oh, it probably depends on the normal rules about how many days you were asleep. Yeah, so I guess you go down to 0, and then depending on how many days you're asleep, you would heal that many. But you're losing diary points every time you get hurt below 0 in the Borderlands, so that sucks. But yeah, there's so much dust. I don't know what to do. What I'm going to be moving to, I probably plan it so I go 1, 2 to the freaking pig. The pig is better than the dust, I guess. And I would be going in that direction if I put this card here, I think. I guess I'll do that. Yeah. Feels like I'm going to have to go through this blob of these 4 anyway, unless I get clever. Maybe if I put it here, I might not wind up having to go there directly. Like I have to go in that direction for now, but possibly I could put a card down here later and then not wind up going here, maybe. Anyway, I guess I'll do that and go to the pig space here. So another pig comes and attacks me. And let's roll. I might get killed by the pig right here. Nope, we both miss. I think I've been forgetting the pig movements. They're supposed to be moving 1 space at a time. Towards me. Alright, I guess they go here now. Let's just leave it at that. Uh, oh, and if I move on to the big space, do I get stuck and have to fight him? Probably. Okay. If you attack a swine creature on the space, you don't do the space effect. So if there were a bunch of if there were a bunch of these swine creatures on the dust, I could attack them instead of dealing with the dust. I guess that's a potential strategy. Anyway, I guess I'm gonna draw the next card. It's a 1, so I move 1 space. And what do we have? A bunch of dust essentially, but also love. Okay, can I pull off landing on the love to get healed? What if I put it here? I'm only moving 1. So at least if I can go down here, I'd move on to the diary, which I assume does nothing if I'm at 25. I probably can't add to that and get 26. Sure, let's go there, I guess. I'll place it there. Or do the pigs go first before I move? I should be doing this in the right order. I think they do. Yeah, they do. Alright. That means I have to fight the 2 pigs before I can move. Ugh. So this one attacks me, and then this one would move on to me. Alright, the first pig is probably going to kill me. Oh, I hit him, and he missed. Good. And then the next pig attacks. Oh! I gotta reroll this one. It fell off. That's the rule. Okay, I killed it twice, and it did not hurt me. Woohoo! Okay, so I moved, what did I say, 1? Okay, I think I gotta go, guys. Or just Arturo. I'm tired and my wife is texting me. So, okay, we definitely got the idea of this game. Too bad we didn't finish. But, yeah. Yeah, interesting game. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Like we said, though, obviously the aesthetics of the board are a little bit of an issue. But that was fun. And thank you for joining me on this Halloween horror board game stream. And we got 2 more lined up. We'll see what we play. But one of them might be the Night of the Living Dead game that we've been talking about when Rob Bob is here. And I might, depending on if he's going to be here another week or not, I might need another solo game or not, which I don't know if I have, but I'll figure it out. Anyway, thanks again. Thank you, Arturo. Thank you for anyone else who might be watching live or archived. And see you next time. Take care.